We're gonna sit here talking all night and we're gonna go fucking gamble. Let's fucking go.
Money isn't real. None of this is real.
This is just...
It's free.
Real.
It's free.
What do you mean free?
Free money. Lose it all.
Lose it all.
Andrew, I know you said money isn't real, but I am getting fucked.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There is no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You had no idea what he signed up for. Woo! What is going on, you guys? It is I, Dollar Cost Crypto, here with a very special guest, man. This is the founder of the Junkeez podcast. He's also the founder of the Sticky Paw Studio, which we're in right now, man. Jon Orlando, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
What's going on, dude?
I like this. I'm in.
Welcome to the disaster. You're about, I don't know if you know what you signed up for, man.
Right? Yeah. You call, you say, are you in? I'm in. I'm in.
We got the chat saying you'll sell your kidneys for crypto. But, dude, welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. So, I don't know. Would you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm old. I'm very old. I'm going to be 53 this Friday.
No way.
That's upsetting. I feel like I'm just knocking on the 60 door, you know? 53 really fucks with you.
Dude, like, I'm okay. I cannot relate to 53
You're not even 30.
Are you? I'm 32.
You're 32.
But, like, I also feel like I'm knocking on 40's door.
But that's nothing. I'd kill to go back to 40. Oh, brutal.
Okay, can I ask you something? So what happened? So okay. So what happens when you make the change? No, no. But like, what happens as you like every like what happens in every decade, right? Because we both experienced 20.
Yeah.
What happens in your 30s?
30s was, I think, from 35 to 45, I feel like was the prime.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
With everything. With women, with life, with earnings, with just everything. Wisdom, just 35 to 45, I feel like you've arrived. And now 45 to 53, I feel like I'm on the back nine on the golf course.
Do you feel like you're just maintaining, or do you feel like it's actually slipping a little bit?
No, I actually feel better than ever lately. This past year, you know, I had Dana White on my podcast. So quick background on me.
Yeah.
I grew up in showbiz. My dad is a very famous singer. Tony Orlando was famous in the 70s.
Sheesh.
He had a TV show, sold millions of records, had a TV show for almost 4 years on CBS. So I kind of followed in his footsteps. I did stand-up comedy for 10 years, from 1993 till 2002. And I used to open for people like, well, obviously I started for my dad, and then I used to open for guys like Tom Jones, Paul Anka, The Four Tops, The Temptations, Shania Twain, Faith Hill, etc. Did that for 10 years. Then I owned a PR firm for 10 years after September 11th. It was kind of hard to travel around and do stand-up, whatever, and I was kind of getting burned out. It's really fun to work in Vegas, but how many times can you go to like Minot, North Dakota to tell jokes, you know, or Council Bluffs, Iowa? It gets old. You know, no offense if you live in Council Bluffs. I did
any 9/11 jokes.
No, I didn't tell. No, I stayed away from that. And it's funny that you say that's why I actually transitioned from stand up to the PR firm, because after that, no one felt like laughing, and they cut like comedy off the cards, like at least the opening act for, you know, I didn't do much club stuff. I was just like opening act. For those people, and made really good money doing it. And then I owned a PR firm for 10 years. And then I was in the tech space, like a mobile app company, for 5 years. Wasn't really my thing. And then I started the Action Junkeez podcast 7 years ago. And now we're, as you know, building out the Junkeez brand. So there's Gridiron Junkeez, Bazaar Junkeez, Fitness Junkeez, and a bunch of junkies. So that's my quick background. And back to your question of what did you ask? How do I feel it? Are you maintaining? So so I'm in the best shape. So last year I had Dana White, the president of the UFC, on my podcast in end of October, maybe. Or that
was a big stream, dude.
Yeah, that was big. That one did really good. I mean, that one did probably 20 times what we normally do. I didn't want to talk to Dana about, Dana is one of these guys, because there's fights every week. He's in a press conference on Thursday talking about a fight. He's on a press conference after the fight on Saturday. Then he's on a press conference Monday talking about the next Saturday, and then weigh-ins and all this shit. So he's constantly getting fight type questions. Right. So I didn't want to do that with him. I wanted to talk about the other things. I know he collects Jordans. I know he's a big gambler, and so I'm a degenerate gambler. So we'll talk about that. So I watched him. I go to every fight out here, and so I watched him literally slim down last year right in front of my eyes over the course of a summer. And so my first question, I said, dude, you're in crazy shape. Like, what's going on? What are you doing? And he told me that he met this guy, Gary Brecka, who's this human biologist. And Gary analyzes your blood work and your DNA results and 5 years of medical records. And he can actually tell you plus or minus how long you have to live, because and a lot of people hate on him and say, only God knows how long you have, whatever. You could get hit by a truck. Like, obviously you could get hit by a truck, but he's talking about just based on your blood work from your diet, from what you're eating. He told Dana, you've got 10.4 years to live if you don't change your ways. So that was like Dana's wake-up call. He got on the keto diet, a bunch of supplements under Gary. Gary's not a doctor, he's a human biologist, but he works with a team of doctors. Grant Cardone bought Gary's company, and now it's called 10X Health. I was going to ask about that. Yeah, I was wondering why. I was like, isn't that Grant Cardone's thing? Yeah. So Grant, if you looked at Grant videos today compared to 3 years ago, it's night and day, or even 2 years ago. Grant's in the best shape of his life. He's like 64, I think. Wow. Dana's my age. I think Dana's 53. I'll be 53. And so I got on keto also and got working with this guy, Gary Brecka. And man, I lost 35 pounds. I was 205. I can't even watch the clips from the Dana White episode. I have this fat chipmunk face that just makes me sick. I
That's
was
how
like,
I'm feeling right now, honestly. If I'm being honest,
dude, it'll come off you fast. I mean, it came off me. I was the first 2 weeks on keto sucked. We had dinner, me and you.
Yep,
I want to say 3 or 4 weeks into the diet.
Yes.
Back in December, January.
Yeah, of last year and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you were pouring fucking orange liquid into your water.
Right. Yeah. Which that stuff will probably give you cancer, but at least it's sugar-free, calorie-free.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost this morning. I weighed myself 175, so that's 30 pounds.
Damn, dude. You could tell, man. You lost a ton of weight and stuff. Like,
yeah, feel great.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then in terms of that, like, I mean, like. What? So, all right, because people say that I've heard people actually, because I've been doing some research on them and stuff. So I've seen people say, yeah, that's bullshit, bro. Only God can tell and all this other crap, right?
Yeah.
But insurance companies have ways to calculate your age, how long you live on average.
100%. I mean, if the CEO of Ford wants a $30 million life insurance policy, do you think State Farm is just rolling the dice? How long is this guy going to live? They bring in people like Gary. Gary did this for almost 20 years.
Yep.
So obviously to do that for almost 20 years, you got to be good at it. And based on your blood and your DNA, listen, when they did the DNA test on me and I got those results back, Gary's fiance, Sage, she went through my DNA results with me. You can see the episode on Action Junkies with her. She literally nailed my exact personality type just off my DNA, and I'd never even met Sage before. And she's like, you kind of have a quick temper sometimes? I was like, yep. I mean, like, she literally knew all these things about me or my dad, or my mom, and was spot on. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, your blood doesn't lie. Your DNA doesn't lie. And, I used to snore. I don't snore anymore because I lost the weight. Right. I used to have terrible heartburn, acid reflux. Wake up in the middle of the night, you feel like you just threw up in your mouth, it burning your throat, gasping for air. Awful almost every night. Even taking like Prilosec or Pepsid or one of those antacids.
Yeah.
Couldn't even cut it. Couldn't even help.
That's crazy. Because it was like I'll tell you this. I got this as soon as I moved to Vegas. I didn't have this in California, but this happened to me maybe in February this year. For the first time in my life, I started getting acid reflux. Oh. Very, very light. Like I'm like, I only get it never in the nighttime when it's not like waking up or anything like that, but I've just noticed that, like, I've noticed people all my life, like, I've known tons of people like, they're waking up with like stomach acid or something like that. Like, but I've just I don't know if it's the change of the climate or something because it's drier.
Maybe, or are you eating different? Maybe, or I see that soda you're drinking. That's not going to help.
That is not soda, sir.
Oh, it's not. What is that?
That's just black water and black coffee.
Oh, okay.
No sugar, nothing.
My bad. All right, good man. Man,
I was being wow.
All right, good man.
Attacked.
I'm proud of you. All right.
Thanks to Jay Waller. Shout out to Waller.
There you go.
No, I'm because that is like the thing I've been focusing on the last kind of like 2 years. Well, I would say year and a half now is just I was pretty broken up. Shout out to O'Neill and stuff, but like O'Neill originally helped me out like to like get started because like I was like hurting all over. I couldn't really move, and now I can move. And then I started working out with like my coach, my new coach Andrew, out there in Powerhouse Gym. Yeah. And we're getting great results. I lost like 20 pounds and
Good
stuff.
for you.
Yeah, I lost like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Stuff. But I still feel like what's going down now is now I need to get my diet in check now because it was the point. What was happening to me at this point was like I couldn't even really work out. Yeah. So now I'm like, I can move. Nothing really hurts at all. So I'm like, dude, I'm lifting heavy weights again. I'm happy.
Yeah, good.
But it's trying to get the diet in check.
Yeah, man, it's so important. My buddy Gio, Gio, who hosts Fitness Junkies. Yes. He's been telling me, I've known this guy 30-something years. He's been telling me for so many years, it's not what you do in the gym, it's the 23 hours you're out of the gym. And he's told me this for so many years. And, I get it, and I heard him say it. But until you really get the diet right and then you see the results, you realize it's all diet, man. You've heard people say abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym, and it's so true. Yeah. Like I have abs the first time in my life. It's ridiculous, and the first 2 weeks sucked. Can't lie on keto. Keto is 70% fat, 25% protein, 5% carbs. So you can't go.
You still get 5% carbs?
Yeah. I'm like 50 grams, under 50 grams
Got it.
carbs. I might cheat a little now. I hope Gary Brackett never hears this. You'll probably clip it up and tag him now. But I might cheat a little bit now if I'm watching a UFC fight at home and I have some guys over or whatever. Get a pizza, but I'll have 2 slices. I won't eat half a fucking pizza I used to.
Do you not drink alcohol at all?
I never drank.
Oh,
so that part's easy
good,
for
good.
me. I never really drank. I have plenty of vices, Miguel. I didn't need to add drinking to
Degenerate
one of them.
gambler?
Yeah,
Welcome to crypto, sir.
Yeah. There you go, right? Yeah.
Because my chat's like dying. Like, man, do you have crypto? Are you in crypto? Are you gonna get into crypto?
So, dude, I have such a sad story with crypto. I remember, so when I mentioned I was a partner in this mobile app company. And so I remember in 2011, a guy named Andrew Malton, the founder of this company called Metal Mobile,
right?
He comes into the conference room, and I'm sitting there by myself in the conference room. And he comes in and he goes, "What do you know about crypto? What do you know about Bitcoin?" And I go, "Oh, I don't know. It's like for drug dealers or like the underworld or something." This is in 2011. I'm like, I don't know. And Andrew's kind of a tech guy. He made millions of dollars owning an online poker site. And he's like, he gets the tech.
Don't you
know?
miss the poker sites?
Oh, God,
my
yeah.
God, dude.
God, yeah. And he goes, feels like we should get some of it. You know, it's like real cheap. And I literally said to him, I remember just looking at him, he goes, "Do we just take $1,000 and get it and just get some?" I literally looked at him and I go, "I'll do whatever you do. Whatever you do, I'm in. Just take it out of my check." I literally said that to him. Just take it out of my check. Whatever you do, I'm in.
Right.
And then we never spoke about it again. And then this is a 2011, man.
Jesus.
And then one random day he hits me up on Instagram. He lives in Australia now. And he sends me, this is back in like maybe 2018. When did it first go to like $35?
Oh, that was really early on, man. I mean, like I'm looking at it right now, like, shit, man. That literally it may have been like 2011 or 2012. Yeah.
When it went to $35?
Yeah. Like
okay,
it's really early
more
on.
recent then. Like remember, then it dipped, it went back down.
Yeah. So it initially. So basically what happened.
Okay.
So in 2013 it went up. 2014 it went up to $1,000.
Okay.
And then there was a big hack on the exchange Mt. Gox. It crashed down. It went even below $100. So it went from 1,000 down to like that because almost the entire supply was traded on there.
Right.
And then from there, more exchanges popped up, and then they went back up.
Like maybe in 2017.
No, it would have been like $35. It would have been like, I mean, I could look it up right now. Let's look.
I feel like it was like 2017 or 2018.
Let's look.
No,
let's look. Pull up the screen for 1 second. So right now I'm looking at, let's say from 2020. Let's see, 2000 here. Yeah, so right now we're so yeah, at the cheap in 2015, yeah, we were at $400 and stuff. So it had to be, if you're thinking about that, it must have been like early 2015 or 2014 or something like that.
I was already living here though, so maybe it wasn't the first time it went to that. But
maybe not.
But I remember he sends me a message. He's like, "Hey, remember that time I asked you about crypto and Bitcoin?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I thought for sure he was gonna tell me he bought it, and I didn't. Yeah. And he was like, "Do you know what it would have been worth if we would have taken like $1,000? Because back then it wasn't even $1, right? I think it was.
It was pretty cheap. Like It was pretty cheap. I could find out.
He was like, it'd be worth something like $300 million each or something. I wanted to just die right there, like just die. Yeah. Like it's so dumb. Like I had the money, So to answer your question, I missed all of the fun stuff. We bought it like when it was at $35.
Yeah.
And then we also bought Ethereum when it was maybe at 300.
Yeah, 300. Yeah, that was early 2017.
Right, exactly.
Early 2017.
Yep. Yeah. And then we bought Litecoin.
Yep.
And maybe that was, I'm not positive, maybe 75.
Yeah, that's
about right.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, because that's all.
Yeah, and we still have that. We haven't done anything with it.
Oh man, you should have told me. I would have told you to sell it at 112.
Yeah, we fucked all that up. Yeah.
No, but it's okay. I mean, it is what like I've got a similar story.
I feel like it's too late. Is it too late?
No, it's not too late. Now you're in the right now. This is like one of the best opportunities to buy right now in the next month and some change. We're about to go a little lower and.
And what would you buy right now if you were me?
Ethereum. Especially, it all depends if you're really active. I can tell you to buy other stuff, but. For anyone that's like, especially like, you're running a business, you're doing stuff around, you're doing interviews, Ethereum, and then from there, a couple L1 tokens, like maybe a little bit of like Pulse Chain or something like that. Or
what about XRP? No,
you look like it's not my favorite coin, but There's a shot there. It could.
Okay.
There's a shot. Like I'm not gonna say no. It's not. It can't happen. But you don't put the whole thing into it. You know what I mean? It's like you want half the money into Ethereum.
Yeah.
The other half you could put like 5-10% into like XRP if you really liked it. Then the rest of it you could put into like you can put some Pulse chain, you can grab some Hex, or you can grab some Solana. Believe it or not, Solana might actually come back. And then the rest of it you just keep in cash, see if there's an opportunity.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. Is I'm a sports bettor, so I'm all about a parlay.
Yeah,
I'm all about a parlay, Miguel. So if you were
Gary the numbers guy,
if I was gonna swing for the fences,
right?
Try to fucking just run up something crazy. What would I get? Or do we know yet?
No, we semi know. They're like there's always like some of the best coins are going to come out next year. The fresh hotness right now. But I mean the biggest one would be either Pulse Chain or P Hex, because these things are like what we're talking about. 80% of a penny, they could go to like 50 cents to a couple dollars, right? Okay. So we're talking about something that is like a fraction of a penny that could go up. You can go up 70 times on your money, maybe 130 times on your money, 140 times on your money. Wow. Yeah, you have Pulse Chain, which is like even more It's just because it's in the bear market right now, but you could buy that. It can go to 3 cents. So there's like 100 to 300 times on your money.
I'll take it.
Not too shabby.
No.
Now, I mean, in sports betting, usually are getting what, like 15 times on your money or something like that. Give or take 30 times if it's a really crazy.
On parlays, yeah.
Like
once in a blue moon, 100.
Yeah. Well, what's the craziest parlay you've hit in sports?
I've hit a lot, believe it or not, of 7 for 7s and 8 for 8s in the UFC, betting on UFC fights.
Damn.
A lot.
Do you feel like because like you can do more research into fighters that you have more of a chance to hit them?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I try to hit them in baseball. I'm a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
I think the biggest parlay I've hit in baseball is maybe 5-teamer. I don't think I've hit a 6-teamer.
Can you explain what a parlay is for people?
So that's betting. Let's say you bet on 5 games. All 5 you have to win to get paid. And then some online sports betting sites will let you cash out halfway through. So if you're 3 for 3 or 4 for 4, now they'll tell you here's the value if you want to cash out now, and so you could still win, but and get out. So you can do that. You really shouldn't. Any of the pro sports bettors, they'll tell you don't bet parlays because it's just bet the game straight. It's hard enough to win, because those guys like a Bill Krakenberger. Have you met Bill?
No, I haven't.
He's been over here. Oh, you should have him on. He would probably be an interesting guest.
Yeah,
I'll hook it up. Bill's been around forever. He was on if you remember, on Showtime, there was this documentary series called Action.
Okay.
About sports bettors. Vegas Dave was on it, and then Bill Krakenberger, and then there was one other person. I can't remember the guy's name.
I'm starting getting a lot of like these kind of like degenerate gambling
guys. Yeah. And so they'll all tell you like don't bet parlays. Like if you are, risk very little, but like I'll swing for the fences.
So let me explain a little bit on this as well and stuff, because like I've got guys in the chat saying like he's saying I get those kind of numbers betting sports, right? But here's the thing: is that you're not, well, maybe some of you guys are, but you're not betting your entire life savings. Right. So most people, there's degenerate sports gamblers. Not everybody, but some of them, they're just betting whatever they have in their paycheck at most.
100%.
That's it. Where a lot of these guys don't have the savings to do so. So it isn't like I'm telling you to to put it in perspective. Imagine that you have a fucking 401k you've been saving for the last 20 years, and now you're putting some significant bets on the 401k retirement money on something. Right. There's a difference. If you get it, imagine this: your life savings, right? Let's just say you've been saving $50,000 to get a house, and that 10x's. Do you know how life changing that is? You have half a fucking $1 million. Right. Now imagine, and this is the whole thing with the parlays. Like I was talking to Gary, the numbers guy. He bets everything in sports, right? Yeah. I don't think he does UFC, but I think he does everything else, especially like NFL and basketball and stuff like that. But he's betting pretty nice chunks of money, but he's getting these huge payouts. Maybe he put $800 down on a parlay, and then he can hit it for like $35,000. Right. And he hit it too. I literally took him to a sports book. I saw him just depositing hundreds into the machine, getting these tickets, and then over the next, over that next week and stuff, he hit all these fucking parlays.
My dentist today, literally today.
This is so Vegas.
My dentist, literally today, Dr. Kim. Shout out to Dr. Kim and Hollywood Smile. Literally today. Yeah. Just hit this parlay.
I'm gonna be disgusted. Please tell me. I'm a sports bet.
Can you see what it'll scroll to the very end? He bet $1,000, 64 grand. Like 8 for 8 or something crazy, whatever. It was 6 for 6. I don't know what he won.
My last parlay was a meme coin called Pepe.
Yeah.
I hit that for like, what? I guess total now, since I don't have any more Pepe right now, It was 100. Initially, I sold about, I'd say like 60% of the position.
Right.
It was 140,000
Wow.
on like $6,000.
Wow.
And then, yeah, it's not too shabby. Well, it was a little more than, it was like $8,000 or so, but still like bam. And then as it was going lower, I started selling more of it and stuff. So it's probably like a little, maybe 1.8. I pulled another 40 grand out of it or something.
Yeah.
So that one did really good. So, but those are there's a difference between straight gam. So it's this weird. There's it was a weird, like, I'm not saying there's like this gray zone, right, between you're just straight like please God versus like you got an edge. A house edge, and in investing, right, and in crypto and stuff, like you can be in these communities, you can research. Where like, all right, I know this thing's gonna pump at some point. It's just when now.
Right.
Versus, come on, Yankees,
right. Yeah.
come on.
And at least with crypto, you're taking a ride, right? It's going up, it's going down. You can at least ride it out. With the sports betting, if you lose that game, it's over.
It's gone, and that is a really important fact. Now there is some cryptos that go straight to zero, but most of them you could see it a mile away.
Right.
If you invest into Squid Games, insta zero, right? You know the Squid Games.
Yeah, sure.
So some guy made a Squid Games token. It had something in the contract where basically they couldn't sell the token. He sold it off and just went straight to zero.
Wow.
Stole all the money, right? But there's tokens where like Luna as an example, right? We knew it had a death spiral thing. So it's something where basically as the price goes down, it tries to print more coins to kind of bring its stable coin back up to peg.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is that if people start believing and they start selling both the tokens off, it keeps printing coins until eventually the token just went to, it did a 90 on a 9. So imagine you lose 90% of your money, and then you lost another 90% on your money, and then another 90% on your money. Because you can infinitely, like, just like when you sell, like if I have $100, I can sell 10% forever essentially.
Yeah.
Because like the first time, okay, I'll sell $10. Oh, now I'll sell $9. Now it'll be like 7 and some change, and then it'll be 5 and some.
Right.
You can infinitely keep selling 10%.
Right.
So you can infinitely like, boom. This little move might be, it was only 0.5%, but it was like, no, you lost another 50% on that. Where you were. Right. Yeah, so you can keep losing. But
what's the most you've lost in a dip? Oh God, that already hurts. Don't even answer. Never mind. It already hurts.
It was mid 7 figures.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you come back from that? Like, how do you emotionally handle that?
I'm a crypto YouTuber now. No. I mean, it was just kind of like it all.
Dude, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Shit,
money.
I just fucked this all up for you. I'm sorry.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it happens. Like, but big ups comes big, because I've had days where I got into 8 figures
on the upswing.
On the upswings.
Wow.
8 figures.
What is that like?
Fucking awesome. Fantastic, you guys.
And you don't ever at any point go, fuck it, let's just cash it all out?
Well, I did cash out some, but not all. But here's the thing: is like here's the thing. Now it can keep going higher. And so now this is where like between knowing the market versus gambling versus it's all this mixture. Like we're basically trying to get house edges, and then us being so much in the space, we can kind of like, okay, we're trying to aim it out here, right? We're willing to sacrifice profits in order to try to see if we can get more gains, and if it's coming down, then we start taking profits. So we're like, it's this whole thing we teach our students, right? We're like, okay, we've done this many X's. Let me get all the money I put into crypto out of it and some multiples. So that's what I did. I have all the money. I calculated all the money I ever dollar cost average into crypto. I saw how many I did a bunch of multiples on that, took it out. Cool.
Okay.
That means I'm not losing. No matter what, I've won.
Right.
I won. Now with the leftover, okay, let's just see what we can try to turn this into.
Yep.
And then I just
diversify all that
and try to diversify. The thing
right.
is like I'm diverse. I'm so, depending on the person, right? Like I'm diversified in crypto terms, but in an over. If you talk to a person that like manages a lot of money, they're going to be saying, well, no, you're all in one sector.
Right.
So there's still a concentration to my diversification. I'm all in crypto.
So that was the next one I was going to ask you, which was, would you even fuck with any stocks? Like, are there any stocks?
Not really.
No.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to say no. So there's like a couple things I thought in my head at one point. Because, when I did that big ass upswing, I thought about a couple, because you get these ideas and stuff, right?
Right.
Well, obviously I thought about, here's the thing. There's mining stocks. There's Bitcoin mining stocks, which are like the main ones, or maybe like something like MicroStrategy. So that's a stock that you can buy when crypto is really cheap right now. Like BlackRock, one of the biggest investors, like State Street, or I don't know what's called Vanguard. They're all actively buying into these Bitcoin mining companies. BlackRock owns like 8%, 6%, 2% of like all these major companies, just billions of dollars of corporations. They're trying to own basically like 10% of all these companies because now they own 10% of their Bitcoin holdings as that. So that's what's going on is that the reason they're doing that is because then BlackRock, if they launch an ETF, that's the big news that's happening in the market is if they launch this Bitcoin ETF and they have all this in, they can like put some pressure on their boards to like be the direct sellers of that that cheap Bitcoin to the ETFs to have a more steady supply just in case they can't get a cheap supply on the exchanges. And then on top of that, because if they're in the pocket of BlackRock, then BlackRock can send them, hey, go here, and then you can get very, very competitively cheap loans compared to your compatriots.
Oh, really?
And then you can get much cheaper electricity costs, and now you're much more competitive. And and me and Charlie have been speculating. So back in 2021, China outlawed Bitcoin mining in China. We think there was a bit of a deal that was going on in the background where now we can't prove this. This is all like, but it seems like maybe some intelligence was swapped over to China for certain like fighters, and then magically China decided to nuke their entire Bitcoin operation, and then the United States took it. Because the more I've been doing research, because Crypto Mindset 9/11 edition is coming out, you guys, in September. But from what we've been able to piece together, it seems that China has been extremely invested into Ethereum and a lot of the Ethereum stuff in the background. So it sort of seems like the United States took Bitcoin and China has Ethereum. That's how it looks like to me right now. And it's not 100% just like that, but there's a lot of ties to CCP and Ethereum, which is, it's kind of like what you can't get away from it. Like these big countries are going to play these little war games and these little games. So every time United States is so anti-crypto, China pumps money into the market. Every time China is anti-crypto, it's because the United States is pumping money into crypto. It's this weird sort of yin yang that's going on between these two big states. It's a little freaky, and I didn't pick up on this like in 2020 or even 2020, maybe late 21, I started picking up on it, but it took me 5 or 6 years of being in crypto for me to finally start piecing things together, and I'm with evidence,
right?
Where I'm like, oh my God, like, and there's a whole geopolitical thing going on in the background because all these countries are coming out with their central bank digital currencies, which is all based on crypto. So crypto, like they're basically, I'm making crypto dollars or crypto RMBs, but all the millennial kids are speculating into dog coins and Ethereums and Bitcoins. That's the money they want. But we just got to make sure whatever they're using to buy it with and cash out in is in what we control. So, so it's all about like, okay, we let them play their games because the millennial generation is getting older and older, and they're starting to vote more. You're starting to have the boomers starting to age out and stuff. I mean, we have 4 more years of boomers retiring. So every day, for the next 4 years, we got 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single year and hitting retirement age. That means like 62.5 in order to where they can get their Social Security checks. Sure. Social Security goes belly up in 2030.
Really?
Yeah. 2030.
I like that.
So the last baby boomer gets to have like maybe 3 years of checks, and then
gone.
We're gonna be in it's sort of like now. It looks like we're kind of in the even though it doesn't feel like it right now because we're crashing right now, right? But it sort of feels like we're in a weird little like different version of like history repeats itself or history rhymes, like 1920s, roaring 20s when it comes to equities, houses, cryptos. Obviously, cryptos being the most volatile, then stocks being the next volatile, least volatile, and then the most least volatile is housing.
Right.
And housing's taking a fucking ass pounding right now.
Yeah.
I mean, interest rates this year are going to go up 50 more points.
It's so crazy.
They're going to hold it there. And then the summer, sometime around, I would say May or June, they'll start taking interest rates down 100 points. They've said that already. So that means we'll be at 5% by the end of 2024, and we'll be at somewhere 3.5% by the end of 2025. So that means we're going to be back in a real estate boom by the summer of 2025. But we're going to be at probably the lows somewhere maybe first quarter of 2025, because real estate, like right now we're just getting out of the whole summer pump. Every summer in the year, like the prices kind of go up a little bit because that's when everyone's moving. Because like your wife would be like, let's check out houses, and then you're looking at houses when everybody else, you're supposed to buy houses in the fourth quarter. There's less competition, less like you want to buy houses in the winter really, because that's when you actually get the cheapest prices on a house. But so we're going to prices are going to start going down even in everywhere around. I mean, prices are going to go down in real estate. Then around the summer they'll bump up a little bit or just maintain, and then down again.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the low right there. So we're going to have it like real estate at most will probably go down like 10 more %. And then we're going to fucking pump. So it means like in Henderson or in Summerlin, like the average house is probably like 700, 800,000 at the peak. By somewhere in 26, maybe 27, we'll be at 1.2 million on these houses. Wow. Just because interest rates are going to go down.
Yeah.
And this could launch us up into another bull market, but at what cost?
Right.
Which is you're never going to get a house as a normal person.
Right.
Sorry, I don't mean to take off into this.
No, I like it. We got lucky. We got our house in 21, March of 21, and I think our rate was like 2.9. We got lucky.
Yeah, I mean it's. All right, how long have you been in Vegas for? 7
years.
Okay, how was Vegas like 7 years ago?
Way different, man. Way less traffic. And I came from LA, so I was like in heaven coming here.
I feel like I got honey-dicked because like when I came here in Vegas to drive around, I was like, "This is fantastic." The moment I moved over here, within 2 months,
it's crazy now. It's really bad now.
Bad.
You can't go near the Strip.
I know.
It's brutal. A lot of it's construction because of F1 coming and stuff.
The races and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of it is because they're getting ready, and then they see how many people are moving here, and I think they're getting out in front of it. But yeah, it's kind of a bitch. It's not like. Used to be able to during like rush hour, 5 o'clock or whatever. You could go coast to coast out in this town. You could go from Henderson to Summerlin, no problem, 20 minutes. Like you can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore and stuff like that. I mean, it's so.
But it's still great here.
It's still fucking great here, right?
Stop coming here though if you're from LA. Just saying.
LA for sure.
Go to Florida. Go to Texas.
I mean, I was in Maryland. I forgot what other state went like tax free recently, but it was a pretty interesting state and stuff. But
you love it here, though, don't you?
Oh, dude, I love it here.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
It's always something to do.
I can't go like even like.
If you're a single guy, you don't live in this town, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously.
Yeah. It's now. What would you do as a single guy?
Well, I mean, it's just there's always something to do. You know, it's just it's 24-hour town. LA shuts down at 2 o'clock. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that is
really 1:30. We say 2, but it's really 1. Last call is 1:30. You know, it's over at 2. Here,
it's just
there's
starting.
people just going out at 2.
It's just
1:30.
It's just starting.
Seriously.
Yeah. Incredible.
There's no line of people getting into clubs at 10 o'clock here at night. It's empty in front of the clubs. 10:30. It's empty.
It's such a different lifestyle. And like now, have you been to Miami a bunch of times before?
Yeah, but I have not been. If you're gonna laugh at me if I tell you the last time I was in Miami. Like I was in Miami last in 2012 for 24 hours.
Okay.
Before that, 1999.
Sheesh.
I know that's crazy, right?
How was Miami like in 1999, man?
It was
that's
cool.
Pretty Jersey Shore.
But you know, I'm not hating on Miami, but I just don't see. You know, coming from LA, why do you need to fly 6 hours to Miami when you can just go 45 minutes to Vegas? Like what's happening in Miami that's not happening here?
It's just the beach stuff, and then like it's sort of it's like all right. Have you heard? All right, so watch this. So you know how everyone wants to go to college, right?
Yeah.
So look how devious the colleges are. So I'll pull up the research on this eventually and stuff, and I'll show it. I'll do a whole stream on how college to try to grift people. But there is this college fund where they a couple of colleges banded together, put their money together, and they decided to make movies in order to promote colleges. This was some of the money behind some of the popular movies that made colleges really popular, and this was like American Pie.
Yep.
And a bunch of these, so they intentionally made it like okay, cool. So okay, there's a lot of people who won't go to college, but if we trick people into college to think that they're going to get laid at college, if they go, which you do, but
sure.
but they made it like a whole culture. So like before that, like. Yeah, you'll meet somebody or something like that, but then they made it like you go to college and it's this land of milk and honey and all these fucking tits and these parties and stuff, and you'll be able to, and you join these fucking fraternities and Stifler's mom and like, you know, and all this and like and this was college's own money investing into fucking movies to trick people into going to college because they think they're gonna get laid for the first time.
Yeah,
possibly, maybe, but
yeah.
It wasn't a total lie, but then the grift was they're just trying to get you in there because it convinced a lot of people. Like low key, I know a lot of like they try to like most people I knew that would try to go to college. They didn't know They didn't have any idea at all why they were going to college.
Right.
They're just going to college to go to college, right?
Yeah.
But
it's a checkbox, right?
But every guy I knew on the low was kind of also thought like, yo, like I'm gonna meet some honeys out there. You know,
right.
This is where the party's at, and
right.
this is why you're going to college.
A lot of people pick the school based on that. Arizona
right.
State, they know where to go. San Diego State, you know, like they know where to go. Yeah.
So, like it. But that's kind of so what's going on there is that there's been a lot of marketing into marketing. It's all about marketing, right?
Yep.
Like Las Vegas always has it, but the thing with Las Vegas and the movies is like it's sort of like you're gonna gamble. Well, you can get shit faced, blacked out, and you don't remember it. And the last movie to promote in Vegas is The Hangover.
Sure.
I mean, let's be realistically, right?
Yep.
Or it's like How to Beat Vegas, or like like I counted blackjack. I'm counting in cards and stuff, and I beat that, right?
21, right?
Yeah, 21 movie, right? But in Miami, it's like Jersey Shore or like Jersey Shore TV show, or it's like things showing that and stuff for Fresh and Fit, or even advertising over there, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically because you get to be on the beach. I mean, literally, like on Fresh and Fit, they say this all the time that dudes who make like $50,000 or $40,000 a year save up all fucking year in order to look ballers for one weekend.
In Miami?
In Miami, yeah, they rent it. Like, imagine, like, you save like the whole week, and you save up like 10, 15 grand if you're making like 50,000 tops. They literally go to Miami, rent a Lambo for the weekend. They're at the clubs. They're popping like $5,000 worth of bot. People know people. They're like, yeah,
right.
People completely like fabricate this one weekend. They make their whole life this one weekend, just like people who make their whole life about EDC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know tons of people like this. Like,
for sure.
The Electric Daisy Carnival. Or they make it about, they make it all about that.
Yeah.
Or Burning Man, RIP.
It's funny you say that. My girl Vanessa works at Wet Republic, day club at MGM. And sometimes she'll come home from work, and she'll be like, yeah, I couldn't get these guys, their minimum, based on the weekend, there's a minimum spend, right? If you're going to have a table or cabana or whatever, right? So, so be like, yeah, their minimum was like $7,000 and they wouldn't budge off of that. And I'm like, you don't understand. In a lot of those cases is what you just said. Yeah. That's literally all they got.
Yeah.
Like as crazy as it sounds, like
Vanessa, try harder.
Because you sit there and you're like, no one in their right mind would just spend all that money if that's all they got. But they do it.
They do it.
Just like a gambler. Right? There's gamblers that will sit at blackjack with their whole net worth on the table.
I met dealers that do that.
For sure.
There's so many. Like I had no idea about it. Until I had a conversation. Actually, last night I was at the El Cortez.
Really?
I was at the El Cortez with Charlie. Hey, shout out.
Wow. All right.
Did not too bad on the craps table, but like just the slots. I just played a little slots here and there, and then I just ended up. I went pretty decently on like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. Yeah. So it did pretty good. But the dealer versus a player one, not the player versus player one. But it's
when you sit down at something like that, you're sitting down with $500, $1,000,
$2,000,
$2,000,
$2,000, yeah.
Okay.
Something like
I was just curious.
I usually like with craps. Yeah, I usually play like $1,000 to $2,000. I usually don't go above 2,000 just because I don't want it to become like this thing of like, because usually like worst case I'm like, oh shit, I lost 50%, or like, oh, I'm up 2 times or 3 times on my money. Nice. Right. But I've noticed even like craps tables and game. This is why like I just do it as a little bit of like, oh, it's fun, or we just talk.
Fun, blow off some steam, have a little fun. Yeah.
That's
it's hard to leave a craps table with money, isn't it? It's so hard. It's why I don't play craps. There's too many fun shit to bet on. Hard to 8, hard 10, 12.
12 and stuff.
I'm addicted to trying to hit 12 because it's only good for one spin.
I do high lows.
High low, I like that too.
They've doubled my chances, but Miguel, it's only one. Don't tell me the
30
odds.
to 1 though.
Don't tell me the odds.
31 to 1. I'm in.
I'm in, right? But like, yeah, that's what we do. So like, but yeah, usually, I mean, when I started here in Vegas, I was only playing like $500 at most on the craps table, which is, it was all fun. I never really gamble any crazy money just because like, why? I can just put that in crypto. Right. But at the same time, too,
which is also a gamble.
It's also a gamble, right? Well,
it's different.
You're right, because it's all about research. No,
and you have an edge.
It's a gamble if you don't. If you have an edge, right? It's a gamble if you don't know what you're doing. Right. Holy shit, dude! If you don't know what you're doing and you're jumping in, you're gonna lose your money. Right. 1,000%. Right. It's just be like you'll jump from one loss to another loss to another loss until it's gone. Right. Right. And then by the time the bull market starts, you're like, I'm out, and then it starts, and you come, oh fuck, it started. You come back in, and then you make money for a little bit, and then it's over. It's just this crazy shit. We're like, this is what's happening right now. Right now, we're in the middle of like people leaving the table, where they need to stick it out, and then it's gonna rebound higher. The thing is with gambling is that you can outside of getting like maybe like some crazy hand it's a little different on craps. Maybe like when you hit all the numbers on craps or something like that. Sure. It's something like that maybe like. But we're like it's a little different. Like every cycle that ends up happening, it's like when you make all the numbers and stuff, you know how that pays like 150 to 1?
Right.
Every cycle, it goes from 150 to 1. The next time it's 300. Next time it's 450. So each cycle is getting progressively larger.
Right.
And then if you're in the game for a very long time and you've been keeping assets over a period of time, you grow in wealth. Like Ethereum, right? When I first started, I bought Ethereum for like $4.
Wow.
$4. That was my first Ethereum purchase. But I bought Litecoin for 50 cents. My first purchase, yeah. Maybe been cheaper, but it was like 50 cents. I bought Bitcoin maybe $400 or something like that. My first actual Bitcoin I was buying for $400, and it went up to it went from $8 to $1,400. Litecoin went from 50 cents to $420.
Wow.
Bitcoin went from $400 to 20,000. Now what happened from 20,000? It went to 3,000. From $420 for Litecoin, it went to $22. Ethereum went from $1,400 to $78. And then from $78, it went to $5,100. From Litecoin, it went from, I think, $22. It went back up to slightly above $400.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoin went from $3,000 to $69,000.
So you really are used to riding the gambling roller coaster, because it really is
but it's
parallel.
It's not gambling to me.
Right. No, I get it. But you still have to experience, you still go through if you play blackjack long enough, right? You take $200, $300, whatever, you run it up to 3K.
Yeah.
And then you come back down to 1,500. You're like, fuck, why didn't I just quit when I had the 3K? And then you get blackjack back to back hands. You want to double down. All of a sudden you got 5,600.
I love the energy right now.
Right? And you're like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I didn't quit when I had the fucking 3K. And you ride that roller coaster up and down and up and down and up and down. And then you're used to that.
Right. And now we hit 69,000. We crashed to 15,500. You see how it goes? 15,500, 3,000, 400. You see 400, 3,000, 15,000. So we already hit the low already for Bitcoin already. It's 15,500. Ethereum, its low was $780, maybe $880. Just depends where you look. The thing is, some exchanges have a little higher, a little lower, but let's just call it $800. $800. What's it called? In 2019, I was buying $80 Ethereum. In 2022, I was buying $800 Ethereum. Look what happened. Low to low, 10 times the money. So if you you fucked it all up. If you're buying around this time, you should in the next 4 or 5 years, you'd be up 10 times on that, or 5 times on that. That's the whole thing. Like right now, this is not gambling. Right now, where it gets to gambling is when we get deep into 2024 or early 2025, because people like right now, normally, like I'm doing like 100 people live watching right now. During a bull market, my YouTube channel was maybe like 4,000 people, and I would have like 800 people watching me live.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
It's a lot. Like I would have I would have the crypto mindset courses. I would have, this one was much smaller. If my channel was this big when I did the crypto mindset courses, oh my God, dude, I would have had like our biggest course about 2,000 people, right? 2,000 people, right? And we had 2,000 people when my channel was 4,000 people, subscribers.
It's a lot.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
people get so romantic over how you got to have 1 million subscribers, or they don't realize that's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to a big movie theater, maybe it's got 400 seats in it.
At most.
Oh,
that's a big one too.
Right, like a big movie theater, right?
Yeah, that movie theater we rented out, it was like I don't even think it was.
Less.
It was less. It was like 100.
The one for when we watched Air.
Yeah, the Air. Oh, the Air one. But
54 seats. That's recliners. That's 54 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
That was fun, wasn't it?
That was pretty fun.
Yeah,
dude, I love that theater, dude. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I might end up because right now, we're about to, I don't know if I told you about that horror movie we're making.
No.
Yeah. So I have a horror slasher film that's going to come out at we're gonna have a South by Southwest next year.
Really?
Yeah, we got invited, so we're gonna launch it there. It's basically like
it's already shot.
Everything done. We're just putting editing in some blood stuff, sound, just getting it all ship shaped.
Yep.
And then making trailers for it and stuff. But we have some contacts and stuff, so we've already been offered already to get on a couple of streaming platforms already, which is really cool. But
that's amazing.
But we want to do it South by Southwest, and then from there we'll seriously look at offers of where we want to launch it, because I don't want to just because they've offered us to launch it now.
Yep.
Just launch it, and they'll just launch it on. But I want it actually seen by some people.
Yeah.
And then I want to have like I'm going to have a. You're more than invited, of course. We're going to premiere here in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm in.
Vegas, Connecticut, and Miami.
Why Connecticut?
Oh, it's because that's where it was filmed.
Okay.
We filmed it in Connecticut, so we also have a lot of people there. So we'll do like a local like screening there and stuff like that. But maybe if it depends.
Mohegan Sun's in Connecticut. you name a city, and I'll tell you the casino I go to. Yeah.
I might have to hit you up, hey, bro. Where do I go?
Mohegan's good. It's big. Yeah.
But we made the movie. I think it's going to do really well because we've already tested it with so guys are like, oh, it's pretty good, right? Girls are like losing themselves over it.
And it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. So
really,
it hits the girl. We were shocked by this, but
why? Well, you can't give it away. Don't give it away.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but like,
is anyone in it famous or
just myself? But like, no.
Are you in it?
I'm in it, but like me and Charlie cameoed in it, but it's all.
I love it.
We have the Savo brothers. They're the guys we kind of helped out with like the Red Pill Lions NFTs.
Okay.
But it's all just Red Pill guys from the Red Pill movement and stuff, and then we hired some actors from New York and stuff, Jersey and stuff, and then Connecticut as well. We shot it all in Connecticut. But we are planning probably to do a second movie, but we're going to probably have half of it in Las Vegas, other half so maybe in a different state, something like that. But it's going to be it's done really. I'm shocked. We've had a lot of people look at it, and some industry people look at it, and they're like, "Oh my god, dude, this is going to hit the girl demographic like crazy." And we're like,
"Wow,
yeah." The main thing we want to make movies where like they're just like they're not patronizing to guys.
Yep.
But like we just want to make it like fair, like we're not gonna make like a Red Pill movie, but like we want to make it like hey, it's like not some like it's more realistic.
Yeah.
What'll happen, right? Like I mean, it's a classic thing. Like you watch like a lot of these like not reality shows, but some of these movie like shows on Disney or something where like the dad's a rocket scientist and he's retarded.
Yeah.
And then the mom's like stay-at-home mom and stuff, but like she's like a super genius, and the daughter's a super genius, and the little brother's like a dumbass, like failing out of school, and the dad's like a fucking genius, but he's like, oh, whatever you say, honey.
Yeah.
Us boys don't know what they're,
Yeah.
That's not real.
No.
Yeah, no. But that's basically what's going on there. So. But from there, we're going to start filming more and more movies over time and stuff. We're going to probably move a whole movie. We're going to have like a whole movie studio here in Vegas. Over time, but like this is really early, But we're just like this is the first movie we've ever done, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, but I'm really excited. I'll show you everything afterwards. Like I was kind of surprised by this, but like the local news stations out in like New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut picked us up. We were on the news or something for the movie. Yeah, for all the filming. Yeah, because like we didn't like we kind of found out like. We told them yes, let's do South by Southwest, and then literally the next day somehow like Southwest I guess told the news agencies and stuff, and then we were on the fucking news. We're like local Kinetic boys, which is like guys like shout out to Cavo, Rocky and them. They were like it ended up like being such big news because it was a small town and stuff that it just got picked up by the whole 3 states.
Yeah, as
like for like one day, but still was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So like we'll see. Maybe we'll have you in the next movie. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm in.
But so let's talk a little bit about this Vegas life, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I think you just interviewed Vegas Matt.
Yeah. A month and a half ago, maybe.
So cool ass dude.
Very cool.
He's probably now the biggest He's probably not the biggest like slot YouTuber.
He's blown up even more. He was already big when he came on the podcast.
Yeah.
And
where was he at when you interviewed him?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Probably 100 and some change.
I was gonna say 100 and some change. Yeah. He's a nice guy. I didn't want to have him on at first because, and I even told him that. Yeah. Because of the other guy that.
D Lucky.
D Lucky, like I just think that guy's full of shit. It's like a scammer. And so I didn't want to have someone like that on the podcast. But
I was shocked he rebutted you on that.
Yeah.
But I also understand.
Yeah, I get it. He's trying to be, not politically.
You gotta be political.
I get it. He's a nice guy. He's just not there to shit on anybody, whatever. But I like that he's so transparent. If you show that you're losing, I'm in. It's like if you're cool showing the ups and downs, because there's to act like some of these sports bettors, man.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. Like some of these guys will be like, my MLB system plays. I'm 107-2 this year. Like, if you don't know what they're talking about, you would think, oh my God, you're 107-2, so you picked 109 games and you were right 107 times. That is so fucking misleading. Like their system is like Sunday bet the Yankees. If they lose Monday, bet the Yankees for more money. If they lose Tuesday, bet the Yankees for even more money.
Martingales?
And if they basically, but for sports betting, and then it's like just that theory of like if you're betting on first place teams, like Yankees is probably a bad example for this year, they're in last place, but the Dodgers, the Dodgers are pretty much going to win the division every fucking year, right? They're going to win 100 games. So if you bet on them every day and you just keep upping the money, you will get in the black, you know. But that's a shitty, if they lose 3 games in a row and then they win game 4 and you go, well, I told you to bet them every game. And so if you would have followed me, you'd be up like a half a unit, if you followed my system. Right. I'm 1-0 in my system, but you lost 3 games in the week. Like, that's so misleading, but you're 1-0.
Right. So it's all about how they account. It's accounting tricks.
Right. It's a marketing trick. It's finding a loophole.
Hollywood accounting almost.
Right. Yeah. And some of these guys, like, I'll give it to them, they're great marketers, but they're 50-50 at best when it comes to picking games. I mean, they're not, they're not killing it like they act, but they'll show stacks of cash and they, either rent or maybe they do buy the Lambo on your money, but they're buying the Lambo because you bought the picks, not because they won the money betting on the games. Don't get that fucking twisted.
So what they're doing is like a subscription service. This is the picks or something like that. Okay.
Right.
Because I've seen the billboards around. I saw them when I first came here. I haven't seen them recently.
Like Vegas Dave's billboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, I'll call him out. He's full of shit. No. Sorry. It's just great marketer.
Right.
Genius marketer. But there's no way he's picking games like that, lights out.
Right.
No chance.
And you compare that guy to someone like Vegas Matt, where like today he put like $380,000 into a slot machine at the Cosmopolitan. What was it? The Regal Riches.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But he hit 2 bonuses and stuff like that, and then he had a bunch of hand pays and stuff. But he still ended up $140,000 in losses. But he was
with a smile on his face.
Well, at the end, he's like, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm excited, but at the same time, like I lost $140,000, man. This is a big old Sando,
Yeah.
But he was doing a $1,150 a push on the slot machine at the Cosmopolitan, and I walk by that machine all the time.
Dude, that's serious money to put through a slot. I was like,
Jesus Christ. The one thing I don't like about Regal Riches personally, it looks like fun, but you don't really win too often. Like I won one time playing that. I played the machine quite a few times, lower denominations, of course, and you win a little bit of money, or you just kind of like it kind of like takes 20% of your money, and then you're like, if you're smart, you stop. Which I have. Like I was like, you know what? Because you start noticing a pattern. Oh, I'm getting like to break even and then like going back down.
Have you seen those Buffalo slot machines?
I fucking hate Buffalo.
Dude.
I hate Buffalo. It's so
I play poker a lot at Aria, and thank God they took them out or they relocated them. Right across from the poker room was those fucking Buffalo slots. Look, that Stampede shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You play poker for 6 hours, you want to blow your fucking head off from all that. The Buffalo machines.
Were people complaining?
They're so loud. Well, they're just so loud. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
They must have, dude. That's crazy.
It was brutal. Some of those slots. Yeah.
I'll tell you the two machines you should play. If you're gonna play now, you're gambling. You can lose. You really can, right? It's just gambling. You only gamble what you're willing to lose, and it's just fun. It's really just fun, right? It's pinball. The pinball machines. Yeah. I've hit those for a lot.
Really?
I've hit those for a lot. Like a lot. Like $10,000 plus.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like,
and what is it a pull? Like $15, $10, $20?
Well, for those, let's see, 50 a push, something like that. 50. So it's 20. I'm playing 25s, and then you 2-bet them. Like I would tell you, only play the 2 bets. There's machines that have three credits versus 2 credits. It's better just do the 2 credits because you can play longer.
Miguel, I don't know if you realize how old I am. I remember when coins came out of a slot machine. Did you even know that ever happened?
I did, but it's because my parents were degenerates.
Okay,
and they sent me to the casino when I was really small.
We would walk through the casino with buckets of quarters. Yeah. Sometimes you'd see a lady, you'd be jealous because she'd have like 3 or 4 buckets, and she's like fucking holding on to these buckets. Her hands are black from the quarters. You don't even know what that life is.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about the life. When I must have been 13 or 14 years old. My dad just put a hat on me. And I was supposed to like...
Really?
Yeah, my dad just put like a big old fucking hat on me and like, just hope you don't get caught. and I started like they gave me $100. I started playing some slot machines there. The addiction started. And then I saw that there were still a couple of working machines. This was maybe what was it? They call it the Coyote out in California. Yeah, the Coyote out in California. Tachi Palace. Tachi Palace out there. That was the first casino I went to, and yeah, I won that day. I won like $300 for me, $300 in the day. I was like, oh my God, that was
life changing,
dude.
Right?
I was like, man, I bought, what did I buy? The next day we went over to a fucking flea market. I think I may have bought like, this is around the time when like Grand Theft Auto was like the devil's fruit or some shit. You know, you literally like, it was illegal. You couldn't buy it anywhere, right? So like me being the crafty Hispanic I was, I kind of hustled my parents to take us to San Jose to like let's go to the flea market because we never want to go to the flea market. But we went to the biggest flea market they had there in San Jose, and then there they had all these guys don't give a fuck. How old are you? 5 years old? I'll sell you porn.
Wow, really?
You know what I mean?
Like, we just want the money. We
just
don't
want
care.
the money, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Grand Theft Auto, do you have it? I had all this cash. I bought like every fucking video game I wanted. Like I bought like San Andreas. I mean, I bought everything I could for my what's called my PlayStation 2. Fucking awesome.
I love it.
But yeah, I do remember the quarters coming out of the machines and stuff. But
it's wild.
The next time I went at 15, they were gone.
Yeah.
They were gone.
I played blackjack the other day at the Orleans of all places, and when you cash out
with the gator bar, the giant gator bar.
No, like real blackjack, not.
The gator
yes.
Yeah. New Orleans.
Instead of giving you chips, so like normally, let's say you have like 400 in green and $25 chips. Normally they give you 4 black chips. Now they give you a voucher, a printed voucher. I hope that's not where they're all headed, because I like to color up and have the
chips,
the yellow $1,000 chips or you know what I mean? Let's.
Okay, so let me ask you this about when you color up, because I always wanted to ask this. So, have you played? I mean, I know you played for a lot of money before, but like, at what point when you color in, do they like? Let's just say you come in with like $5,000 and you come out with 20 or 30. Do they when you have that much in chips? Do they ask you for like a tax form or something? Yeah, they do every time. So, what point do they ask you? 10,000. Yeah. So I think probably
it's 10.
I think it's 10, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, I believe that like what people are doing, because I had somebody tell me that this what they did is like they won a bunch of coins, and they won a bunch of they're winning from tables and you know, games, is that they changed like $3,000 at a time here and there, and not to get like that tax form basically.
You don't always get a form. I'm not sure when the form comes. Like if it's, I think you're allowed what is it? 1,200 off of $1. Like if it's slots, right? But table games, it like I've had like a few years ago, like won like $35K. Yeah. Playing blackjack, they take your social. Yeah. But I didn't sign a form or anything. Okay. But they verify your social.
This was at the Bellagio. Well, they told me this.
This was at Wynn for me. Yeah. At least I don't think I filled out any forms, but okay, it's rare that I win that much. Yeah.
No, don't tell me that.
No,
because that's illegal, and that's called structuring.
I've had some good days. Right? Yeah, it's called structuring.
Structuring.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
you do not.
I mean, I will say, like being here now, like living in California my whole life versus Vegas, like this is some like, dude, $1,200 for a hand pay or anything, that's so low. Yeah, like people now. It sounds like a lot of money but like no, like you understand. Let's just say if you're putting $100 into a machine, you're bidding like $20 a push. You hit any bonus, it's going to be $600 to $800, and if you hit any decent bonus, you're hitting $1,600. Now, you're like, wow, that's great. You have to pay a form there, but let's just say you're gambling with a little bit more money, right? This is where you have to stretch a little bit. If they're putting like $100 a push, $50 a push, you're hitting 22 to 8,000. A bonus. Now, if you're betting anywhere in the 100+ range and stuff, you're making like the other day, like I put like $200 in a Wheel of Fortune, hit it for like 10 grand. Yeah. Right. That's cool. But I've seen guys gambling there where like this is why like they keep having to stop for these fucking cash out breaks. And like I even have like some of these hotel casino workers, and what they're telling me, like, dude, it is a little bit annoying. Like honestly, like this law was put in the 70s.
Yeah, it's outdated.
Yeah, they should have put it out with like to grow with inflation or something, because $1,200 was a lot, dude. In the 70s, that's a fuck ton of money.
Right.
Now it has to be at least. I mean, in order for it to be in 2020, it'd have to be like literally. It'd have to get a hand pay. I mean, it would hand pay break. It'd have to be $3,600 or $4,000.
I totally agree.
Right now.
So, example, I was playing like don't ever play roulette.
Yeah.
At those machines because it's
Oh,
so stupid. Because
yeah.
I play 50 to 100 straight up on numbers.
Right.
So $50 on a number and you have a hand pay.
Yep.
You can hit those numbers.
Yep.
You know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was like, this is dumb because if I just would have gone to the table, none of that would have happened.
You just got paid out and you just
right. You
walked
get paid
in,
out. It's no big deal.
and you just cash out and you're fine.
Right.
And then, but this is kind of like people learning and stuff like another thing too. Like, people have figured out that a lot of the bubble craps. There's actually a little bit of an edge there now. Like the way not the ones where they roll themselves, the ones where you push the button and you actually can.
And you see them, and then
people have been running math on them and saying that there is actually a bit of, depending on how you roll it, you actually can get an edge.
Really?
Yep. And so like I've been seeing like because like I do a bunch of YouTube research, right? So I started like let me look into this stuff. So I started looking, and there's a bunch of channels going into like the math of it. So I'm pretty sure within the next 4 or 5 years they're gonna phase out the push button ones because people are now like I'm starting to see since these videos are starting to come out. I'm seeing casinos where like these push ones are like filled all the time because people are actually earning money. Like they're actually they're starting to clean up on them.
You've always gambled.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to take shots and shit.
Yeah.
You're a man. You got to take a shot.
How about horse racing?
No, sir.
No,
No,
that's where you draw the line.
Well, not horse. I mean, I've just never had the. I mean, I don't do sports gambling. I don't do I mean, I just don't get. I usually either slots or like craps or something like that or cards.
Yeah.
But I've never sports betted really.
No.
Ever. No. I mean, I understand the horse racing stuff, but I mean, do you like it?
Love it. I fucking love it.
How do you bet on the horse? Where do you get the edge on the horses?
Oh, there's no edge. I'm just winging it. Yeah,
You're just saying like number 12 right here just ate a little bit less hay.
Dude, I bet on 7-9-11 no matter what, and then horses with cat names. She's a pretty kitty. Home run kitten. El Gato Malo. Yeah. Yeah,
why
horses
the cat names?
Because I'm a cat guy, and it takes the emotion out of it. This way, I just know what to do. If there's a horse that has a cat name, I bet on it. So I don't have to fucking. It is what it is.
Gotcha.
No, I don't know. It's just degenerate shit. I like it. Have you been?
No, I've never been.
Oh, dude, you need to go to Del Mar opening day next year.
Where is it?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Del Mar. It's unbelievable. It's like the West Coast version of the Kentucky Derby.
Oh my god, the chat's going. John's a horse guesser.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So good.
The only okay, actually, I lied. The one time I did bet something, I think I bet it. It was at the Bellagio. They have like a little horse racing machine there.
Love that machine. I know exact thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
You watch them go around. There's an old school one where like they look,
and then there's a digital.
and there's a digital one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's that together, right?
Don't move to Vegas, you guys.
Yeah. Come to Vegas. It's good.
But like this is just like little fun stuff. You got to understand that it isn't like we go every day or do all this stuff. It's just
right.
But now you played in a professional poker tournament recently.
Yeah, tons. Yeah.
Can you tell me about that right now?
Yeah. So I played in the World Series of Poker. So a lot of people don't realize the World Series of Poker is like 100 events over a 6-week period.
Wait, how is it 100 events?
So there's a bunch of different events. So when I see World Series of Poker, you're probably thinking of the $10,000 main event that you see on TV.
Right.
But during that, so from basically May 31st to July 18th is the WSOP, World Series of Poker, here in Vegas at the Horseshoe / Paris now.
Yeah.
There's literally like 100 different events. So there's events that cost, let's say 500 or even I think as low as 300 to play, all the way up to, and a lot of people think 10,000 is the biggest one. It's not. There's events there's a $1 million buy-in event. There's a $250,000 buy-in event. There's a $100,000 buy-in event, high roller event. There's a $50,000, $25,000, $10,000.
Is it because like it's so like those buy-ins are so high that it's just less and less players?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So well, in the main event, they get like 10,000 players at $10,000 a pop because what happens is they win. They have little satellite events all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah.
So people will enter a smaller tournament where let's say it's $1,000 to enter, and the top 15% win a seat in the main event.
Right.
So you try to satellite in. So instead of paying the 10 grand to play, you play for $1,000 event. Or sometimes
you get in by skill. Kind of.
It's skill and luck. I mean, it's definitely you have to get lucky. So I played in probably eight events this last series. I played in the $10,000 main event and did terrible. I played in the $10,000 Turbo Bounty event. So every time you knock someone out, you get $3,000.
Yeah.
So I knocked out 6 people in that one. So I got 18 grand from that. And I was, dude, it was kind of crazy. Like, you've heard of Phil Hellmuth?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you've heard of Phil Ivey?
Yes.
Dude, I could show you screenshots. Literally, Miguel, from 11 a.m. till almost midnight, I was chip leader in this fucking tournament.
Yes, you were telling me that.
Jon Orlando, and then it's like Phil Hellmuth, Jon Orlando, Phil Ivey.
Dude,
such a mind fuck, like so crazy. Like the 2013 Player of the Year. Sorry, Ben Lamb, if I got the year wrong. Ben Lamb's a poker pro. He's won maybe $16, $17 million in his career.
Right.
He sat down at my table. I'm not kidding you. He said hello by first name to every single player at the table except me, meaning I was the only non-pro at the table. And I was like,
how did you feel getting to that point? That's crazy. Bro.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, the night before, I'm friends with Randall Emmett. He produced Lone Survivor, The Irishman. He also plays poker. So he hits me up on text the night before I'm playing in this $10,000 Turbo Bounty event, right?
What makes it a Turbo Bounty?
Turbo Bounty, so normally, like the main event, the levels are 2-hour levels.
Okay.
So you start level 1, and I think, I'm not sure how many levels the main event is, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so in this event, the Turbo Bounty, the levels are 20 minutes. So you can't, in the main event, you could really play poker. You can sit and take your time and not play a lot of hands. In the Turbo Bounty events, or just any turbo event, you have to be aggressive. You have to be playing because you got to keep chipping up, or the blinds, as the blinds go up every time the...
How high do the blinds go up? They just infinitely go up until people...
Yeah. I mean, when I got eliminated in that one, it was around 1 a.m., the blinds were 100,000, 200,000, and a $200,000 ante. So it was 500,000 in chips just to see your 2 fucking cards when you were in the smaller, when you were in the big blind.
So you're just trying to get as much chips as possible to survive. Basically.
Right,
wow.
right. But it's hard, because sometimes you got to make a decision. Like,
what do you win? All right. So in that Turbo Bounty, what happens? Like, so how far did you get into it?
I came in 38th out of 643 people.
Wow,
and
dude, holy shit!
That may sound so.
That sounds incredible.
So I won 38K from that event.
Right.
Technically, the win was 28K because it's 10K to buy in, right? So I won 28K. It was my biggest cash ever in a poker tournament.
Right.
And but Phil Hellmuth, when we got in the money, Phil Hellmuth was down to 2 big blinds, and the blinds were 15,000, 30,000, I think. Then he had like 30,000 in chips, or maybe 40,000 in chips.
Right.
And that's it. And I said, man, he's like, bad, not my day today. He went from not my day today to somehow surviving because he's the savage that he is. He won that tournament for 800 grand. So I came in 35th for 38,000 with the bounties.
Right.
He won 800 grand. The difference from 35th to first, I know it may seem like far. It's not, man, because if I win the hand that sends me home, I most likely can cruise to the final table, top 9. And then it's anybody's game, so that's so close to winning. It may not sound like it, but you're right there, man.
You're right there.
You're right there. I mean, I was spending that money, Miguel. I was spending the 800K. I was like, I'm going to have Miguel buy 200,000 in crypto for me. That's all I could think about at the table.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But
all the shit coins, you guys, you hear that?
Yeah. Take a shot at it. Fuck
all
it.
Parlays, baby. All parlays. I like this guy, man. He's like all parlays. Let's go.
But it was fun. All in all, I ended up at like 72K for the series, up 72K in a month.
If you know how much money you could have made off of 200K today?
How much?
Let me get the old handy dandy moon calculator out.
Really?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you how disgusting it is. Now, this is if you're just going
swing for the fences and reckless abandonment. Don't give a fuck what happens.
Right.
What could I have won? What could I have made today? Oh God, this is gonna hurt, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this is the next 2 years and stuff, but at the minimum, probably like 5 million.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You're telling me if I gave you $200,000 last night,
I wouldn't take it. But
just hypothetically. If I said, Miguel, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Let's go big or go home.
Right.
Whatever you would have put me in today, I would have ended up with 5 million. Off of 200K?
If you gave it to me in like 20, if you gave me to me in like 20, at the beginning of 21?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least.
Fuck. Really?
We did pretty good in 21.
Yeah.
Pretty good in 21, you guys. Pretty good. Because like that's only at 25x. That's 25 times on the money. Now, depending on now, what I'm saying that example was originally about like if today like you put that in over the next 2 years, over this next bull market or so, you should be able to. I mean, the shittiest case would make 10 times on the money. And then you'd be up like, 2 million or so. Because it's a lot of money. 200,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah,
today.
for sure.
It really is a lot of money. Like, this is the problem is that I get fucked because I made all these numbers and I made all this money. Like, you get fucked in the head when it comes to numbers.
Right.
You're just like.
But also the key is you have to ride it out, right?
Correct.
Right? Like to get to the 5 million, let's say, off the 200K, that means you had to, at 2 million, just go, nope, don't fucking touch it. Right?
Right.
Who's got the balls for that?
I
got balls, but I don't know, man.
It's like there is this one,
half.
Here's a portion of it is because you know the market. The other portion is like this is what a lot of crypto people won't tell you. It's forgetfulness and just not looking. Now you're looking at the prices, but you're not looking at the block. Back in the day, we used Blockfolio. Now it's kind of like maybe you can still use it, but like there's the guys I see that sell out quickly or don't make as much money are the guys that are tracking every single. They have all their coins on the portfolio, right? That's okay. Have like literally, I have a deck screener thing. I have every coin I own just to see the prices, but I don't input the exact coins I have. Because what'll happen is these guys who look at their total net worth in crypto, it fucks their head up. It's a sickness.
I get it.
Because you hit a number.
Right.
And maybe something, but what I even know, these guys sell it so early, and then what happens to them? The guys who have the discipline. This is the problem is that people don't have discipline. The guys who have discipline, right? They turn 200,000 into 2 million. It's a W. It's a dub, but they look, fuck, man, I could have had 15.
Yeah.
I could
See,
have 10.
That's what makes Dana White such a savage at blackjack. Dana White's worth, I don't know, 500 million, whatever he's fucking worth, right? Probably liquid. Well, we already know he's 400 million liquid because he had 10% of the UFC.
Yeah.
He sold for 4.2 billion. So you already know he's 400 liquid, right? And he still owns 10% and all his other stuff. But that guy can go. I've been with him.
And the Fertitta sold 100% out, right?
I think they still have a little piece.
Because they're the ones who bought station casinos. I didn't know that until I moved here. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they're building Durango resort right here.
I can't wait.
Just 30 seconds from this building. Yes. Yes. Can't wait.
I mean, you're going to be cruising over there every day.
Yeah. But like Dana can play $75,000 hand in some places.
Right.
That's his max, or $30,000 a hand at Red Rock. And if he wins the hand, he quits.
So what's the rule? Okay, so Dana
He
White
doubles his money.
He walks away.
He walks away.
That's smart. Now, this is something you got to understand. Like I didn't really you have to understand where I lived in California. It would take me 3 hours to get to any casino.
Really?
Yes. In Monterey,
I'd have to move.
Yeah, I know. And this is why I didn't gamble as much. But hey, literally, if you want to play slots or because half the time you're traveling with family or some girls and stuff, they want to play slots. They don't want to play. I wanted to play card games. Right, so you'd have to drive either to Chuchancy, you have to fly over, you have to go to Granton Casino, or you'd have to go to what's the other one? Table Mountain.
I've never even heard of any of those.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like we're living in poverty, but and these poverty casinos. No, they're good casinos. But anyway, yeah, all these Indian casinos in California, right?
Yeah,
they're all 3 hours away, and
that's like Northern California. Where is that?
This is all in because we're in Central California, so it's all in driving up north.
Okay.
Yeah,
like up near Sacramento.
Okay. All those
okay.
areas up there. Yeah, the closer one, I guess, the one most people would probably know is Granton because it's right next to San Francisco. It's like 30, 40 minutes from San Francisco. It's really close. Really nice casino, by the way. The amount of Asians playing baccarat, my God,
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen they have
it's so much fun to watch them.
It's insanity, dude.
But in baccarat, sometimes they deal both cards up, but sometimes they deal them down.
Yeah,
that's when it's fun to watch the Asians play.
Dude, they bend the fuck out those cards.
But they won't just look at the card. It's like they have to just the corner. They want to get a little glimpse, right? And they're like just a little bit. Like they won't just turn the card over. It's like a game for them. It's hilarious.
I started playing with the Asians.
Yeah.
And then I started bending cards a little bit, and then eventually I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm just turning it over.
And they go like pizza, right? Pizza.
Dude,
pizza, pizza. And then they monkey. That's so good. I fucking love it. I love it.
But so that's what's going on there. So yeah, I was super far away from all these casinos and stuff. Fuck, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. What was the original?
Sorry. The casinos, the one in near San Francisco.
Yeah. So we're in San Francisco. So all these casinos were like pretty far. Like all these casinos are really far away.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So like you kind of end up like not like. It's not really, you just don't play as much, and then you're just not really doing that. So as soon as I moved over here so you understand, so I really got into crypto investments. That's really my thing, because anything you are making these the reason people get so excited about your portfolio going up like over a decade, right, in stocks. Wow, I tripled my money, and because you have all the fucking money you've ever saved in your life. Right. You got the nest egg in something, and it tripled. That's insanity. Imagine all your economic energy, everything you're working for, and it triples on you.
Yeah.
God damn, that's good.
I mean, if you had 300 grand, you basically got $1 million bucks.
Yeah, versus like, you're out with the friends, and you're like $300 on the fucking Raiders. The Raiders are going to win. Oh, cool! I won 600. You know what I mean? Or you're like
sometimes less.
Sometimes less, yeah.
But like, money line, yeah.
But most people I know and stuff is like coming from California. They're betting. They're literally betting against it. I got the Raiders. No, I got the 49ers. $300. All right, and then you win double your money. You know, it's that shit.
Right.
Yeah. And that's that. I'm Asian and I'm rolling right now.
Pizza. Monkey. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Dragon.
I love it. God.
Koi.
I love it.
Bro, I've been on tables with some gangster ass Asian ladies. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're fucking cholas, bro.
Yeah.
They're hustlers, bro.
Yeah.
They be like sometimes, because I didn't know what I was playing originally. I looked at some videos, but I still didn't understand it 100%.
Yeah.
They were like. They were speaking in a foreign language, just like basically yelling at the dealers for trying to mispay me or something a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, and they're like, oh, you're right. Yeah, don't worry, honey, we're gonna take care.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, and I was like, I'm here with the aunties right now playing. But they're awesome, by the way. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, when like people don't understand, but they don't really, they play slots, some of them, but like that is like a cultural thing. It's insanity. I've never seen anything like it. I like, it's sort of like people like Mexicans betting on boxing. It's them in like Paigao and fucking Baccarat. It's
you go to Commerce Casino.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But just to explain that, but like, because I didn't really play. I mean, I would play, but it was just like this. You travel 3 hours. You're not gonna play that much. You'd go maybe once a month or something like that.
Right.
Boom, let's go back, because 3 hours there.
Because the ride home when you
ridiculous.
lose. When you fucking lose,
trust me, I know.
I get to a point I would not drive to Vegas from LA anymore, because I was like, I'm not doing that fucking drive miserable anymore on the way back. Like, fuck that drive.
Was it just one loss too bad that you said, fuck it, I'm moving here?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I was so love-hate with this city for so many years.
Yeah.
Like, I've got some crazy stories. I mean, I've lost a lot, and I've won a lot. It's just, it's a roller coaster, Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I remember I walked into Mandalay Bay Memorial Day weekend on the Monday. All my friends already went home. I stayed till Tuesday, essentially. 4 o'clock in the morning. This is back when I never drank.
Yeah.
I might have popped some ecstasy back in the day, Miguel. A little bit.
A little bit.
And I had $200. That's all I had on me left on this trip. And I walked up to the blackjack table, and I told the dealer, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I told the dealer, I said, I'm going to win 5 hands in a row, and I'm going to stack it up every time. I'm going to let it ride every time. So 200 to 400 first hand, right? Okay. 400 to 800 second hand, win. 800 to 1600, win. 1600 to 3200, win. I've won 4 in a row.
Jesus Christ.
I'm flying, and like I have this quick little now it's 3200. Like, stop, take your foot off the gas, right? It's so hard to win 5 in a row. It's hard to win 4 in a row. It's hard to win 3 in a row. I was like, no, fuck it. I made up my mind when I came to the table, 5 in a row. So I put the 3200 down, and she won't deal the cards. I'm like, what are you doing? And she points. I'm at a $25 minimum, 2,000 max table. I'm like, no. And I'm like, I'm not really superstitious, but when I'm gambling and I'm fucked up on I am. So I'm like, floor guy, get the floor guy. So the floor guy comes over. I said, look, I walked up. I said, I'm going to run $200 up 5 hands in a row and stack it up every time. You got to let me let it ride. Because if I don't let it ride, the cards will be different. Of course, they're not going to be different, but
Well, you're on ecstasy.
Yeah, I'm on ecstasy. What do you want from me? So he's like, okay, because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's an empty table, there's nobody in the casino, right. He goes, okay, you can bet the 3,200 one time, but then if you win the hand, 2,000 table max. I said, okay, thank you. blackjack. I get blackjack. So it pays the 32 plus a half, 3-2.
Yeah.
Right? So 48. I've got like 7K. I'm freaking out. I dropped down to $2,000. I leave that table with $32,500 from $200, and off the continuous shuffle, which is what they say never play.
Do. That's the
never
worst
play the continuous shuffle. Okay, so now I go to the cashier, and I've got a little OCD, and I'm fucked up. So 32.5 is not a number I can stop on. I can stop at 32. I can stop at 33. I cannot stop at 32.5.
No round number.
Makes no sense. I know.
I'll play the spare change. Let's go.
Okay, so I've got the cash though. I remember I was wearing cargo shorts and a t-shirt because it's Memorial Day weekend. It's hot out, and flip flops. So I've got my pockets are full with all this money. And I'm walking back. I go to the crap table. On the way back, so I'm like, I know what to do with the $500. $500 12, and I'm gonna get to roll because it's empty. It's like 5 a.m. Right. So I $500 12. He's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." I roll. I don't roll the 12. I lose. I got 32,000. I'm like, "Okay, now I can go upstairs." All right. So now I'm walking back towards the elevators. This is Mandalay Bay, and I got to walk by the exact table I just won all the money.
Oh no!
And the same dealer is there, and she says, "Round 2." I'm like, fuck yeah, round 2.
What a great employee.
Okay,
Holy fuck.
So I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, and this is going to sound really fucked up. This is how really fucked up I am. 32,000 is what I have. 30's almost better to end on. Like, it's okay to lose the 2 and go upstairs with 30. I'm all right with that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I play a $2,000 hand. I get an 11. So I got to double down. I think she had a 5 or 6 up, so I'm in good shape.
You have
right?
to. You have to now.
But I'll double even if she has a 10 up. I don't care.
Right.
So
you can double even on a 9. Fuck. If she was holding a 5.
Yeah, for sure. So I double down, so that means now I got 28,000. I end up losing the hand. So I'm like, fuck, I just got to get back to 30. So I play a $2,000 hand. I lose. Now I got 26. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I just had 32,000. Now I have 26. Like, what the fuck?
You lost $6,000.
Like that, So I play 2,000. I double down again on another hand. I lose. I'm like, what, 22,000?
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, if I could just get back to 25. I'm like, okay, forget trying to get back to 30. Let me just get to 25,000. So I play 2,000, and it's one of those hands I get 8s. I split the 8s twice and get a 3, a 2, and a 3. Double down, double down, double down. Right?
Double splits. They're double splits,
$6,000 out there. Lose them all. So now I'm like at 18. I did this shit like, if I could just get back to 20. And then I can't. And then if I get below 15, if I could just get back to 15. I played this stupid fucking, if I could just get back to 30, like 3,700. I had 3,700. I'm fucking borderline tears.
You guys, this is unit bias. Go ahead.
Is that a coin?
Oh, no, that's something we teach in the classes.
Okay.
It's about unit bias. Guys are like, if I just hit $1 million.
Right.
If I can just hit and they
if I could just get back to this. If I could just get to that. You can't sometimes. Just stop.
Right.
I didn't stop. Okay, so I have 3,700, and I'm sitting there. Now all the old people, they get up early, those old people, which now I'm one of. But at the time, I'd sleep until 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Right.
Now I'm up at 5. So all these early risers are coming on in downstairs, and I didn't know the rodeo was in town or something.
Right.
So all these cowboys with big belt buckles and big fucking hats. So this guy sits down next to me, this big heavy cowboy guy. But remember, I'm at a $25 minimum table, and I got like 3,700. So it still looks like I'm crushing it.
Yeah, you look like you're killing it.
Right?
Yeah.
So he sits down, and I look miserable.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's wrong, biggin?" Calls me biggin. And I'm like, "I just had 32 grand, man, like from $200." And he's like, "Well, come on, get it back, son." And I was like, "Get it back? Is this your first time to Vegas? There's no get it back. You can't beat the continuous shuffle. Like, it only goes this well in the movie Rain Man.
Right.
That's it. Like, you can't win. I can't get this back." He's like, "Yeah, you can. Come on, son." I'm like, the only thing keeping me there is I was comped. And my room was at the you've been in Mandalay Bay. You've seen it just from the outside.
It's gigantic.
The elevator to the corner. It's the long walk of shame. I just don't want to. I don't want to walk back to the room. Right. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'd rather just lose all the money than go back to the fucking room. So I'm
guys
just
put
playing.
on.
I dropped my bet down to like 200. Win, whatever.
Yeah.
Bet 300, win. He's talking my ear off. Whatever. It's up, down, up, down. But then it's like I start getting on a run. A couple double downs. Fuck it. Let me bet 1,000 and win. But fuck it. Let me try 2,000 blackjack.
Yeah.
2,000. Blackjack again. It was one of those things. All of a sudden, I'm at like 17K, 20K, 24K, 28K, 32.5. Miguel got it all back,
Dude.
I got it all back,
bro. I've got stories like this about I've done this with slots. I've done this.
Yeah.
I've done this on craps. It happens.
It happens.
But it always gets back to that same little fucking number.
Yep.
It's like someone said it earlier. It's like God's punishing you.
Yeah. So I had 32.5 and cocktail waitress comes by. Back then I used to drink pineapple juice. Was what I would drink because it looks like maybe you are drinking.
Oh,
yeah. So
Tequila sunrise.
she comes. Yeah. So she comes and I hold the $500 chip and I said this chip right here ended up costing me almost $30,000 an hour ago. I'm giving it to you now. I'm going to give you the 500. I gave her $500 and I went upstairs with 32 grand. Win.
Hit the Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a Pepe moment right there.
You like
Holy
that?
Shit.
I like that.
Dude, shout out. Tip your waitresses, ladies and gentlemen. They can save your life. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
So from like a couple grand to 32,005, back down to 18 grand. Or how low did you get?
From $200 up to 32.5, all the way down to like 3,700, and then back to 32 grand within less than an hour and a half.
Shout out to the Cowboys.
Right?
So as you were winning it up, you just kept doubling up the bet, or you just kept increasing?
2,000 was the max bet.
So you just got to 2,000. And you just
Once you get to 2,000, it's just 2,000 behind, and it goes. If you can get some splits and some double downs, you're winning 6-8 grand in a shot sometimes.
Dude, these splits be killing me, dude. Like I always win the one split, like the one split, right?
Right.
But what fucks me up is I've had this before where I'm splitting. What was it? Sevens.
Yeah.
I split so many sevens. It was crazy. Like every time that happens, you're gonna lose. Well, you're supposed to do it, right? Like, imagine they have a three. They're showing a 3, and it's 2 sevens, 14. Let me split it because you don't want to hit. You don't want to hit because you'll lose, and obviously you could take a 10 away from them, right? You split it. And then, fuck, another 7. A split. I've gotten this with aces before, and then with aces, not that. But the problem with the aces one is they don't let you hit.
They'll cap it, and they won't let you hit it.
Fucking assholes, right? But like you hit the 7s, I've hit like 5 or 6 in a row,
too.
and then I win 1, and then I'm like, I just lost my entire fucking. Or like you turn on the table and you're
so upsetting.
You're like, dude, and it's almost like you get a split. Like I've seen people where I've sat down next to people and they told me, I just don't split. I'm not doing this shit to myself.
Yeah, I get that mode. I understand it. I was in Atlantic City once.
Because it's about bankroll management.
Yeah,
the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish your story.
Yeah, I was in Atlantic City. I was like 20. I don't know, what was I? Maybe 26 years old, 27 years old, and I play a $500 hand and I get 2 8s, and she's got like a 4 or 5 up.
You really make me want to gamble right now.
So I don't have the money on me to split. Okay. And I'm at a full table on like a Saturday night, full table, but I have money in my room.
Right.
So I'm like, guys, like I really want to split this. First I tried like, could someone lend me the 500? I had strangers in Atlantic City back east. Good luck with that, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Could someone lend me the money? I didn't have it in my ATM at the time.
Right.
And they're like, no. And I was like, I looked and I was like, does anyone care if I run to my room, literally run to my room, get the money, come back so I can split these 8s, And they didn't have a problem with it. The floor was like, if the table doesn't mind, go ahead. So I fucking bolt through the casino, go up the elevator, down the long hall, get the fucking. I've got like 10 grand in the room, like a moron. I just take like the 500 I need, like an idiot, I come running back. Okay, I'm out of breath. I get there, put the 500, another 8. I look at the table and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. One more, and they're like, go. And they're like laughing, So I fucking go bolting down. So this time I take 1,000. Smart, right?
Yeah.
I come back, 8.
I'm done.
So I've got 4 hands at 8. Now then, but I had the money, right?
Yeah.
3. Double down. Back to the fucking thing. Miguel, I swear on my life, I fucking go to the point I'm sweating. Like
Bro,
I
I
can't.
got anxiety from this party,
Up, down, up, down, up, down, like 3 or 4 trips. I've got 4 hands. Everyone was a fucking double down.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like $4,000 out there. I lost every hand. I was so mad. But it's like, to your point, it makes you never want to split. It makes you never want to double down, but you have to.
Hit the trader meme. That is, my God, dude. Yeah, the
You have to do it, though.
yeah.
I guess you don't have to do it, but you should. Yeah.
Now we're gonna explain. I'm gonna explain in a minute why these gambling stories are good, and for some people you shouldn't get into gambling at all.
Yeah.
There's some people with like weird addictive, like I think everyone has an addictive personality.
I agree with that.
I really believe that. And just me.
All the addictions are different, though.
That right there, right?
Right.
And there's healthy addictions, which is like going to the gym.
For sure.
Yeah, ignoring your girlfriend, another healthy addiction. Like, no. Right? No, but then people either get the food one, or they get the gambling one.
Yeah.
Or they get there's this weird addiction to feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
There's really.
I have
ones.
some friends that I won't mention their names, but I always say they're happiest when they're unhappy. How fucked up is that? They're happiest when they're unhappy. They're addicted to the misery.
Right.
It's weird.
I've met guys before where they're addicted to the grind, like of we're gonna beat the, like, as soon as they get, like, I met, like, I don't want to say names and stuff, but like a previous business person of ours and stuff, they kind of are the happiest when they're like, I'm gonna fucking show them, man, I'm gonna fucking make this into something big, and as soon as they get the nut, they're making money, they fucking torpedo themselves.
Yeah.
Or they get back.
Self-sabotage.
They get back on fucking coke.
Yeah.
Or they get back on all this crazy shit. Or they get on, like, I never knew because I never took Adderall before. But like, apparently guys are like, they take Adderall and they like lose themselves on it or something like that. Like, I didn't know there's such a thing as like, I guess you're supposed to, like, you're not supposed to take Adderall every day, but they're like, it's somehow like, I like, you have to understand, like, I come from like landscaping and stuff. I come from like blue collar kind of like businesses.
Yeah.
So I'm in the tech space now, and I just didn't know how rampant these guys were on meth. You know, they are on the, like, I know it's not meth, but like, sort of, but like, you know, these guys are on, you know, like Adderall and stuff like that. And then
the properties of Adderall and meth are very similar. I'm not a chemist, but that's what I've heard.
I mean, it's like
real close.
Adderall is meth's cleaned up cousin, you know, like in a suit. You
Right.
know? He's in a suit and stuff, but he's still part of the meth family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But but like, we all have addictions and stuff, because like, anyone who doesn't have these kind of addictions, they aren't living any kind of extravagant or any cool kind of life. It really, I've seen, like, the people are like, all the people I've known that are like, that are balanced, this is not in a bad way, but they're just earning like 50 or 100K sort of life.
Yeah.
They're just normal. And it isn't like they're like young and because like most people in your, like, I didn't start making money until I was like, what, 26, really? Like 26 is really when I started making money.
Yeah.
But like, I was struggling up until then. Like, I was just living in, like, I was homeless for a while too. You know, I lived out of my car for like 4 months.
Wow.
With me and my current girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Your current girl
Yeah.
and you were once homeless.
Yeah. We lived out of her car.
That's a fucking keeper, bro.
Yeah. We lived
That's
out of
a keeper.
2006 Dodge Charger.
Wow.
Now I got the Hellcat jailbreak.
Your car's so sick. I love your car.
Dude, I love your car too, man, dude. Like, I was about it. Like, I always wanted to get, like, one car I always thought about getting was like a C Series AMG.
Yeah.
I always like because I love the AMGs. Like, they're so nice, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you and Davrick have great cars.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I
love
love his car.
But it's kind of a crazy thing. But when we talk about all this gambling stuff that's going on,
Yeah.
like, the reason I so to go back to that story, you know how I told you, like, oh, I'm 3 hours away and stuff, and then I come to Vegas and I see how these games work. Most of the time I played a lot of craps now. I played a little blackjack here and there, mostly card games, like mostly black craps and stuff, a little bit of slots. What I've noticed is, outside of the slots, when you hit a jackpot or something, let's just say I put 1,000 on the table as an example. On average, you'll be up, you insta lose, you're just losing, right? It goes to zero. But in the cases where that's not happening, you win 50% to 3 times on your money. And most likely it's just a 2 times. Just
From
like Dana,
slots.
just like on craps or on blackjack. Just like Dana said. Just like Dana White said. Like he
Double your money.
He doubles your money and leaves because that's what happens. Because I've noticed, like, because I'm in crypto, I'm noticing patterns. You only win the average is a 2 to 3x. And you're done. Now, I'm not saying you can get these 10x or like it's like what you hit it was like you hit the royal twice.
Yeah, it's insane.
You hit the royal twice, but it happens.
Right.
But but it's like it happens once, like fuck, we'd imagine like every 10 years or some shit or something crazy like that.
So it's funny you say that. So that was 2001, Memorial Day 2001.
Right.
I had a similar run, started with 400 and turned it into 30 grand at win in 2021.
Right.
So 20 years later. I mean, I've had some scores in between, but not that big like that, you know.
Where would you recommend people playing like blackjack? Here in Vegas and stuff, because I'll tell people where I recommend them playing for like maybe for like craps, because I know that one. But for blackjack, I'd love to know myself as well.
I mean, as long as you're getting 3 to 2 on blackjack, I don't care where you play. It's hard to find 3 to 2. A lot of these tables are 6 to 5, and it's a big difference, you know, when you get blackjack.
Is it? Yes. Yeah. So is it like single shoe, 2 shoe, 3 shoe?
I like double deck personally the most. I like heads up double deck. Just me versus the dealer. So that's hard. You know, obviously you can't control that a lot of times.
Because someone can sit down.
Someone can sit down. You know, I don't mind one other person as long as I watch them and see they know what they're doing.
Right.
But I don't like a full table. But I still do like the continuous shuffle. Probably because I know it's like the worst odds and all that. And I'll even play a continuous shuffle when it's 6 to 5 blackjack.
Wow.
Because it's hard to find a 3 to 2 continuous shuffle. But I'll do it because what I do like about it is I like that you can get in a rhythm. Like for me, I like a dealer that deals real fast. Like I like a fast dealer, puts the cards fast. Everything they do is fast. They pay out fast. And when your head's up, you can just get in a rhythm. And it's probably just more psychological. I'm not saying that you know, I don't count cards or anything like that, or you know.
But I will say one thing about those the continual shufflers is you can always get an ace.
You can always get an ace
because like it's really like
everybody's in there.
Everyone's in there, right?
Right.
Yeah. The one thing with like single, now obviously we're not professional gamblers here. We're just talking about for just funds and stuff. But you know, you're playing single deck. Most people can count that all the aces are gone.
Right.
It's not that hard. It's like the aces. You're like, oh wow.
Right.
You know, the fucking 4 Charizards, they're all gone. You're like, because I played single deck before, right? And I'm like, ace. Oh, there's no right. Fuck.
Right.
There's no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Or I mean, are you playing double deck or it goes single, double, and then it goes to like six, basically,
and then 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, those. I like 6 or 2. Yeah, 6 or 2. I played single before, but to me, it's just so cut and dry. It's like boom, boom, and they got to reshuffle and then get another deck. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You really make me want to play blackjack tonight.
It's fun. I'm surprised you never played poker. You know, you're all about the math. And you're a smart guy.
Here's the problem. Is that now? This is where I learned from Richard Hurt. I learned from Hex and stuff and everything. So he used to play a lot of online poker. He used to play all these games and stuff.
Yeah.
And here's the problem: is that I can and will be if I focus on anything, I'll get good at it. I've literally done it. If I want to get good at it, I'll get good at it. But here's the problem: it's such a time sink.
Yeah.
This is the problem. So it's
true.
So look. Let me invest 2 years of my life, start playing fucking poker, playing Texas Hold'em. Every night, I could play at Caesars or I could play at like MGM. I could play every fucking day of the week.
Yeah,
all the time. Then I have to watch videos, and then I have to be at home playing. So it's a giant time sink for me. Or I just go find a new altcoin, or I find a new coin, and I can make fucking so much more. Basically, as an now this just as an example, not like tooting my horn here. Let's just say I'm I don't know Floyd Mayweather in boxing and stuff in terms. So I could in this arena, I've already spent all this time. I've already sunk. I already have all this data and stuff. I know what to do in this arena. That my competitive advantage against the average guy is like insanity. Like I can get early on things or just put enough money into things and earn enough cash and get out before a lot of the people kind of wake up. Obviously, you take losses here. No one's got a perfect track record.
Sure.
But compare that to I know when I'm on the poker table that I'm a fucking fish.
Got it.
I know that. I played with Charlie before. Charlie's pretty decent at it and stuff. But I played on the table. I'm just playing with $200, $300, just having for fun at Caesars or something like that. And I know out of all the times I played, like I won a couple good hands here and there. Even with some good hands, you still could lose.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the aggravating thing with poker. You could do everything right and still lose the hand.
Right. Like the number one hand I see people losing with is fucking pocket aces.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking, how fucked is
Yeah.
that? I see more. I've seen more. You could get pocket jacks,
Yeah.
queens, kings. You're more likely to win those hands than aces because people get reckless on aces.
Yeah.
Because it's like
They get emotionally attached. They can't get rid of them. They can't throw them away.
they can't throw them away. Or on top of that too, those aces. It's a permission slip. You can be degenerate on this one. So let me just I'll call 300, 2,000. Oh, he called me. Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh fuck. Got him, dumbass.
Yep.
And then like, oh fuck, he's got a straight. Or
Right.
He's got
Yeah. He flopped a set of threes.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my, look, isn't that infuriating?
It's so infuriating.
But that's the sort of thing is like for me, like I could do the math in my head, time sync. Like with craps, that was so easy. I picked that shit up, you know the strategy, and then now it's just more about just dice. That's simple, but that's fun. This is why I like to play games like Slay the Spire. There's a game like called Slay the Spire, really great game. You can just shut it off anytime you like. So I used to be a professional World of Warcraft player back in like 2008 to like 2010-ish, maybe 11-ish. And then I stopped because I was losing my life on that game. I have that addictive personality, and I used to have it for video games. What I did is I took that, so I was like, let me take this into the money making avenue. So let me put it into my business, and eventually I was able to turn a very bad business into start making some real money. And then I went into crypto, and that's what it gave me that skill is like I focused my energy into like business and kind of making money. Yeah. And then on a really bad business because like the profit margins are horrible. Then I got into a business where it was really good, and then into investing where it's even incredible. And I'm like, I'm killing it. So I'm like, wow. Versus like poker, like if I win the best tournament in the world, like I'm making $800,000, which actually is a fuck ton of money if I could do it. But the amount of time, like I don't like you have spent that. You actually could have done that because you've already invested that time in. Right. And that's the thing for you. Fuck yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Like, it makes total sense. But it's
sooner or later, I will win one of those big ones.
You will win. Yeah. Like, that's the whole thing. Versus, like, me, like, okay, now the uphill, like, oh, shit, now I've got to, like, be a degenerate for 5 years before I'm like, okay, now I'm playing along with you, and I'm, like, maybe finishing 100. Right. If I'm, because there's no way I can there's no way I'll be able to catch up to you unless I go bananas. Like, like I'm playing like 6-8 games at a time on my laptop. Then I'm at nighttime going to Caesars and just playing, trying to win game, cash game. And then there's even people like I've talked to where like they don't play tournaments because they're like, oh fuck, I just make more money beating people at tables.
And cash game and tournament is 2 different games.
Correct.
Same game, but totally different. It doesn't play the same.
Yeah. So you have to pick your poisons and stuff. This is why I tell people like, if you like your job and you like that, perfect, beautiful, then focus on you can have like your business and then you can have a secondary passion or something to make money, right? And then you can have passion, but like I just fish. If you like fishing, perfect. Right? There is people like they're just investing is not them. But I at least want people to like either own your own business or you're in some lucrative career. Good. So one of the things you're wasting an unbelievable amount of time is about your money. Yeah. The other one can be fun, but some people like me, I've been lucky. Like the main thing is my money, and then the other thing is also that. So it's about making money. Yeah. Investing and stuff. Yeah. But your whole life is about these kind of choices of like, where am I going to spend this time on? But one thing that, just to go back to that other story about, from like 3 hours here in Vegas, one thing that I noticed is one thing, this is where like before I really moved to Vegas, I started actually gambling a little bit more because I found out that I was too cautious in life. This is the dangerous part. I love it. This is the dangerous part for you guys is you have to know yourself. Yeah. Actually, I was noticing I wasn't taking shots when I should have. Yeah. Because I was scared. And this cost me so many more years. I would have been so much more successful in my life if I would have took more shots. Yeah. And I didn't. Yeah. And so the gambling helped enable me to take more risk. Now, if you're a risk-taking motherfucker and then you're trying to get more risk in your fucking brain, this is a recipe for disaster. Yeah. I was already naturally just cautious because I learned about like investing from stocks. So I was in like 7%. I was just throwing in my mutual fund, or I'll throw into this ETF, or like, all right, I'll get into a little bit of stocks. Oh, I don't know. And like I'll DCA just like a little bit. And then eventually then I got confident when I did. And that's but it helped me break me out of my shell. Yeah. Other people, this is a recipe for disaster. But this is the thing is that you have to know. That's a dangerous thing is like people don't know themselves. They're like, I'm cautious, but like, bro, you take risks all the time. You be fucking these bitches raw every single time. Right. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
100%. I'll tell you something else that a lot of my friends do that I think is a mistake. Obviously, there's a lot of risk with gambling, right?
Yes.
You're going to play blackjack. But there is a way to at least risk it smart. So what I mean by that is I have a couple friends that their average bet, they'll sit down at a $25 minimum table and they'll bet $50 to, let's say, $150 a hand. Okay? And they will, the song they end up singing at the end of a weekend in Vegas is usually, I lost $2,000 for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or I finally broke even. And the reason, in my opinion, why that is because they're not betting amounts, they're betting too small. I know that sounds crazy, but like if you're gonna sit down, and it depends what you're trying to do. If you just want to have fun, and you come into this town with $2,000, you want to have fun, a bunch of different times, a bunch of different blackjack sessions, and it is what it is. Enjoy
that. Yes.
Okay. But if you really want to try to make money, and $2,000 is, let's say, what you're willing to lose, bring it all to the table with you in that one session.
Right.
Because what some of my friends will do is they'll bring $300 and they'll sit down at the $25 minimum table, and they will end up, the longer you sit there, it's the casino's advantage. You got to play like Dana, right? You got to get in and out. You got to do a hit and run. So bet amounts where you could quit if you win 2 or 3 hands in a row.
This happened to me This happened to me in craps as well, because I was playing I was playing $300,
right?
And these tables were all $25 minimums. You don't have enough bankroll, to really play. And then on top of that, like, you don't win enough.
Right, you don't win enough. So it's like, I tell my buddy, like, okay, great. So you sit down with the $300 and you bet $100 a hand.
All your money in crypto, you guys, today.
Right?
Sorry.
You bet $100 a hand. You bet $100 a hand. You win 3 hands in a row. You're up $300. Are you quitting? No. So why are you betting that amount? You're not betting enough. Like, come in with the fucking $2,000 and just know you got 4 chances. 500 a hand. 4 chances.
Oh, so you're saying that big?
Just go for it. And because if you win 3 in a row, you might quit if you're up 1,500.
Right.
Because you almost doubled your money. It's so hard. I get, you know.
It's making the money one versus you're trying to play for a long time and hopefully you get lucky.
Right, because what's going to happen, because the way they're going to play, unless they have the discipline to bet the same amount every fucking hand for a whole shoe, that's different. If you have the discipline to show up with $2,000 and you're just going to bet 100 a hand, every hand, never more. That's what you bet. That's your bet.
Outside of splits and stuff. Yeah.
Outside of splits and stuff. Yeah. That's different. But if you're going to come in, you're going to bet 50, then 100, lose 3 in a row, so you're down 275 or whatever, right? Dip back in your pocket, pull out 400, bet 300. Now you're going to an emotional 300, get a double down, 300 more, lose that. Now you're down. You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard to win a bunch of hands in a row. That now what you're trying to do is, I'm going to try to time my big bet.
Based on my feeling.
Based on my feeling.
Right.
Yes, you might get lucky, but that's probably going to backfire. So I just say, like, dude, come in guns blazing. If you're willing to be really real with what's the dollar amount you're willing to lose, really be real with yourself and like, what is my normal? Let me take inventory. My last 6 Vegas trips, I averaged a loss of $2,800.
Right.
Then show up to the fucking table with $2,800 and come in like a fucking psychopath and bet like a lunatic and try to catch your 2 or 3 hands in a row and dip.
And dip out. Now
and play 10 minutes.
Now let me tell you guys about this, like, in crypto terms, you guys. This is the same thing. There's guys who are like tippy-toeing into crypto. I won't take it too seriously. I'm not gonna get educated, or I'm just gonna put a little bit of money here, and then what ends up happening. I've seen so many guys where they start off with a very small amount of money and they have then all their money into it. Mm-hmm. And then they don't know what they're doing, and then they lose all their cash. This happens a lot in crypto. It happens a lot in anything, really.
Yeah.
So it's like this is why we say, like, all right, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get into crypto. Cool. This is how much money I'm gonna have total to invest. Cool. I'll do a couple DCAs over time, but this is what my initial starting. And then you take it seriously and you fucking commit yourself. You take the crypto mindset course. Then from there, you know how to fish. Then from there, you start hunting. You start making these coins, and then you wait. Versus like, I'm just going to fuck around for a while. Now I'm going to take it seriously, and then I'm going to lose all my fucking money. Right. And that's the whole thing. It's about, like, the intention, basically, right? And the whole thing is, you're not telling people to fucking gamble their entire fucking fortune. You're just like, this is what I'm going to play for the weekend. I'm going to play it all in these. Let's go.
Yeah. Show up to the table with it.
Right.
bet amounts that if you win 2 or 3 hands in a row, you could quit.
Right.
If you're betting 25 a hand, you're going to nickel and dime yourself to a $700 loss.
And this has happened to me where I've sort of done that by accident. I've won,
right?
And then I'm waiting for people to leave the casino, and then you start playing again,
right?
And then you like,
right. And I always tell my friends, well, you were down 1,000, and then you took another 1,000 out of the bank. How'd you get back? Most of them will go, I bet like I was like, fuck it. I was in fuck it mode / tilt. And I bet 250, I doubled down. I'm like, oh, so your big bets got you back to even. So you're always in a position where you're going to nickel and dime yourself early, put yourself in a hole, then throw the Hail Mary and either lose or get lucky and get back to even. So you getting back to even means you won $1,000 because you're betting like a fucking lunatic. Right. So just come in betting like the fucking lunatic. Just saying. Just saying. Scared money don't make money. Come on.
God damn, man. Shout out to Mom, man. We love you, brother. I'm glad you're back. But we're making life-changing money. That's right, Kyle. John's a sicko. Respect, man. I love it, man. Take a loan out on the house, sell the wife. Fuck it.
Degenerate party of one. Your table's ready. Degenerate party of one. Last call. Yeah.
So can you explain what going tilt means?
Tilt. So it's common when you play poker, but I guess you could go tilt certainly at blackjack. I've done it.
Right,
tilt is you suffered a bad beat. Your pocket aces got cracked by the guy flopping the set of threes on you. And you've just lost your mind, and now you're playing poker like a lunatic. You're playing Jack 7 of diamonds and playing it like it's pocket aces, and you're trying to catch the flop, turn, and river.
Right.
You just won't give up on a hand. You're just making every bad decision, chasing the money. You do it in blackjack too. Yeah. You can do it in roulette. You can do it in any game, right? You bet on black 5 times in a row at roulette, and it was red 5 times in a row, and like the law of averages says it has to be black right here.
Right.
And the law of averages says, fuck you, you're wrong. It could be red. You know how you could see the board, right? I've seen it one color, the whole from top to bottom before, black or red.
Yeah.
Common. You can lose 20 spins in a row.
I've seen 5 zeros.
100%.
I've seen 5 fucking zeros.
100%.
Crazy.
I went on tilt. True story. Atlantic City again. All my bad stories of gambling are in Atlantic City. I'm not.
And that's
kidding.
Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my God. Jersey is interesting. Dude.
It's just back when I was doing stand-up. So I'm opening for Dionne Warwick. Okay. So realize when I do stand-up in Atlantic City or anywhere, I work from 8 p.m. to 8:15. That's it. It's 15 fucking minutes, Miguel. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do you know how much trouble you can get in just working 15 minutes a day in a casino town? It's brutal.
Oh my God. How did you not go whoring?
Dude, it was awful. So I get off stage and I decide, okay, am I going to play blackjack or roulette? Blackjack or roulette? Oh, I'll go blackjack. So I go play blackjack, but I'm right across from a roulette wheel and I can't help but look at the
screen
because I want to know what would have happened had I sat down at roulette, right?
Right.
So my favorite numbers to bet at roulette, 7, 9, 11, 26, and 30. Because they're all next to each other on the wheel. And my favorite number is 11. So I got sick of betting on 11, and then I'm like, oh, it's right next door in 7. Oh, it's right next door in 30. Oh, it's 2 doors down from 26.
Let me take
so I
this real
took
estate.
The piece of the wheel. Right, 7, 9, 11, 26, and 30. Those are my 5 numbers, right? But 11's like when I miss 11, if I see a wheel that hit 11 and I wasn't there, I'm like, I missed out, right?
Yeah.
So I sit down after my first or second hand, I look over and I see it hit 11. And I'm like, fuck, you know? Then I look again, it hit it twice in a row, back to back. So I'm like, oh shit, because I was like, well, fuck, do I go over there now? I'm like, are my numbers hitting? Or, what? I'm like, just hit twice in a row. I'm not going to, 4 times in a row, 11, and I didn't have any of it. It put me on tilt at blackjack.
Wow.
Because I felt like I just missed out on because I'm usually $100 on 11, you know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's 3,500 every time, you know. So I felt like I was down $7,000, even though I just sat down at blackjack. I lost like fucking $6,000, like just chasing the money that I didn't win at the game I wasn't even playing.
Right.
Degenerate. Yeah. I'll go play right now. Fuck it. No.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Jesus.
2,000 a hand. Let's go.
Right? So much fun.
But I mean, it is fun. But so going tilt is basically you just lose yourself
out of your mind.
and you're just like, fuck, let's go.
Yeah, you're just out of your mind.
So let me tell you this: going tilt is a whole thing that happens in crypto. So imagine this. Oh fuck! I wish I had poker chips on me. Shit. But like, what happens is like our poker chip in crypto is Ethereum or Bitcoin.
Okay.
Right. But let's just call it Ethereum because it's a lot more affordable. It's $1,600 right now.
Yep.
Right. But let's just say it's 1,000. I want to make the math really easy so people understand.
Yeah.
So let's just say we're all buying these poker chips for $1,000 a piece. And what happens is over time we got 1, 2. Eventually people get to like 10 or 20 or 30, right? Or whatever number it is, right? Then what happens is these coins go up a lot. Imagine this coin goes to $8,000. You're just holding that coin, and what happens is it gets the same reason why casinos have you play with poker chips. In crypto, you forget how much money you're spending.
100%.
You start investing. It's only one Ethereum. Your brain says it's only one. You're like, it's only $1,000, and then you look, wait, hold up. I just put 8,000 into this thing.
It's so easy to do.
Oh shit! This is why the whole NFT thing. All the NFT. That's what happened. Is so imagine this shit. I was buying Ethereum for $80, and it went to $4,000. $4 fucking grand.
That's unbelievable.
So we were like, so imagine you got 50, 100, 300, 500 of these chiclets, dude. They're like chiclets, and they're like, I'll buy a fucking 5 bubblegum fucking rock. Why not?
Yeah.
Who cares? It's only fucking. I'm spending $500. Then you turn around, and you're like, yo, that was $20,000.
Yeah.
Did I just buy a $20,000 rock?
Right.
Am I retarded?
Yeah.
And then the same thing with these influencers because like they also have I can't say names, fuck, but there was influencers asking us for advice and stuff like that, and that we can't say. There's some big million subscriber influencers that ask us for advice, and or like, hey, what would you do and stuff with this, and they got into Ethereum and these coins really early, and then we saw some of these people buy NFTs.
Yeah.
Not under our advice. Our advice, like we were not in the NFT thing. We are into the now because this is a good time to be buying. Starting to like little pepper shots, but not like
nothing crazy.
Nothing
bored
crazy.
Apes.
No more apes. Well, if you got an ape cheap enough, but like that was a whole. I mean, allegedly this was a whole thing kind of orchestrated by Gary Vaynerchuk. There's like entire things about it where like he basically organized a bunch of billionaires and a bunch of these celebrity dudes and then a ton of these like Jake Paul guys and all this stuff to get it to buy these apes. And then pump them the fuck up. And there's videos, you can go look it up. There's entire things where like the guys were explaining like, oh yeah, Gary just had us on the phone and he told us to buy these apes. We're on a call with a bunch of billionaires. Imagine you're on a video call with like 300 people and everyone in there is worth millions or has millions of followers. And we're shocked this thing went to like where it went. It was a planned pump.
Wow.
A very organized planned pump and done.
Yeah.
The only thing is like only a few people in the group got told when. Like they all got told, but some of these the guys more at the bottom, still like, wow, we're up a lot, but then they didn't know when to sell.
Right.
Right. And then from there, since they were up, they knew a little bit. Hey, buddy's getting to this, and then it started this whole cascade, and then that's how we got to that price. Now I'm simple. That's a very simple version of the story, but that's really one of the reasons why this kind of happened. But imagine. You have these little you have these little like $100 like little buttons that go to $4,000. You made 40 times on your money. And then you're spending it like they're still $100 chips, and that's what happens in crypto.
Yeah.
So Ronald Reagan was like trickle down economics.
Yep.
There's like 20% of that's true, maybe 40% is true, but it's kind of bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. In crypto, it's real. Because what ends up happening is in normal markets you have something called you have like kind of order books, right? So order books are just basically, I'm selling. It's like an auction. I'm selling this many. Someone has to buy that, or in the background it'll just like they'll sell it off in pieces, but you won't know in the background, and it gets sold to 400 people, or 4 people, or 1 guy, right? On liquidity pools, most of crypto that's on exchanges is on liquidity pools, and it's kind of a teeter totter where basically let's just say I have 100 coins here and 100 coins here. let's just say this coin doubles in price, it will sell half of it off and buy up this side to make them both even in dollars. So imagine this goes to $200 and this is still at 100. It will sell off the profits to buy this one off automatically. So what happens is when Ethereum fucking shoots up 40 times in price, it will drag up all the other coin prices to 80% of what Ethereum did, more or less. And the coins that overperform get the other. So there's kind of I call it the 80-20 rub, where it's I've kind of done the math on it. It's more 70-20, 70-30, but let's call it 80-20, right? 80% of the coins will get 80% of the gains of Ethereum. The extra 20% of the money gets transferred off to the top coins. It's really weird. It doesn't make sense, but it like that extra cushion money gets pushed up. So you have some coins. That's how some coins like Shiba Inu go like this. Vertical, because all this money sloshing around, and then boom, it shoots up, right? So as Ethereum goes up in price, it's a rising tide. Ethereum and Bitcoin shoot up in price, then everyone gets wealthy at the same time. Now some of them lag behind a while, and then they shoot. This is where the traders kind of make money. It's like some coins, like, oh, Ethereum shot up like this. What we're doing is then we sell Ethereum, buy these coins, and then boom, these shoot up like this. And then we're in this bull market where Bitcoin and Ethereum, boom, and then the altcoins go like this. But it's going like this.
Yeah,
it's rising. So what ends up happening is that then me, who has a bunch of Ethereum or Bitcoin, start going like, man, I should go buy some of these other coins that are cheaper in price, and then my money trickles into these coins that starts a pump. And then as these coins are going crazy, we're like, oh, let's start buying these little micro cap coins. And then the big players are trickling down. Like I went to Bitcoin Miami, right? It was like a couple months ago. And it's a Bitcoin only event. These Bitcoiners were not even like I was at the private parties. There wasn't a single person talking about Bitcoin.
Really?
All they're talking about is shit coins. You know why? Because they take their Bitcoin. They won't ever say this on YouTube. A maximalist is a guy who's like, this is my only coin. This is my Christ. This is my one coin. I'm a Bitcoin maxi. Fuck all their coins. And in private, they're fucking dirty whores. All they're talking about is like the next fucking dirty Sanchez, right? Like they're taking their Bitcoin, their beautiful, luscious, clean, virgin Bitcoin, and trading in for some fucking dirty whore of an altcoin. And that's all they're talking about. They're not. I was at Bitcoin. Now one person talked to me about Bitcoin.
Really?
All of Bitcoin. I'm walking around. There's fucking more Hexicans than Bitcoiners, really. But Pulse Chain just launched, which is like this, like our version of Ethereum for Hex launched. We were like the popular kids there. Everyone was talking to us. Like, oh, you're the Pulse Chain guys. What's up, man? Hey, nice to meet you. Everyone was really nice. Everyone was really nice. But I did not have one person tell me buy Bitcoin, Miguel.
Wow.
Now one person, can you imagine that shit? That is crazy. If I meet a person, I'm like telling them I'm coin agnostic, so it's like it's almost like I'm telling you be religious, but I'm not telling you what religion. Follow the religion for your heart, whatever you like. But I think it's good to be religious, right? That's kind of how I'm like preaching it, right? And it works a lot better than like these like you're gonna buy Bitcoin now and shit. Like buy Bitcoin, don't buy any of this other bullshit. It's like you have these fucking Jehovah Witnesses like knocking at your fucking door. You're like, fuck this shit. I'm not buying this crap.
Right.
Versus like, hey dude, like I think these religions are really cool because you won't be by yourself anymore, and like it's kind of a team sport, so you can make a lot of money. Okay, I'll think about it. Yeah, just pick this team you like. I mean, I don't care. I mean, the NFL is fucking awesome, dude. Dude, yeah, the NFL is pretty fucking cool. You know what? I will. You know what? Fuck it. I'm a Raiders fan now. Cool, dude. Shout XRP, dude, or whatever the fuck. Like, hell yeah, man. Shout to you, brother. Thank you, man. And that's the way. And then the amount of people that I've onboarded doing that versus like you have to get into this coin. If you don't get into this coin, you're a fucking loser. You're a crazy person. And that's the crazy shit about me. So these guys should be like, not cute. It's just insanity to me. Not one person talked to me about what the entire event was about. I was there for the whole fucking thing. It's mind-boggling to me.
Wow.
But they were talking to me about every fucking shitcoin you can imagine under the sun. Because that's what they're doing. This is why the money flows from somewhere, right? People are buying altcoins and all this, but the big money is like we're holding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're buying it right now. In a year or 2 years, right? Ethereum could be $6,000, $8,000, $12,000. Probably closer to 25, but let's 2025. But like let's just say we're at $8,000. Something that I bought for $800 is now 10 times more valuable. And now I'm taking those coins and buying other coins with it. So it's still my $800, but it's $8,000 of value going into like these coins.
Right.
At the same time, everyone else is having the same idea. And that's what's happening. There's trickle-down economics. And then as these coins rise up in price, right? Every other coin is rising in price. People who then bought these coins at dirt cheap, they're up 40, 50, 100 times on their money. And then now they've gone to the point where their altcoin is actually pretty rich and powerful now too. Now they're taking their money and diversifying into other coins. So the money's just
Yeah.
and then it's incredible. It's like fuck. It's not like, oh, I missed out. It's like, where's the next one?
Right.
Because there is going to be a next one until it's over. But during that time, it's the most incredible time. The most incredible time of like my life in crypto. It was in 2017. It was just every day was just and not in terms of like the amount of money I made. It was just like, I've never seen a land of opportunity like that. It was incredible. In 21, it was pretty good too. But like anyone who was running 2017 will tell you that was something different. It was the most incredible time ever. Like everything I bought went up. Every week I would just have more money. It was godly. Wow. Life changing. I tasted the ambrosia.
Yeah.
Like it was that crazy. Like I'm talking like a fucking fiended out like crackhead
right now.
But
I love it.
It's so it's insanity. Like to this day I've never gone that high since. You get into fleeting moments like when I told you I had that like 8-figure day.
Yep.
Where I'd have
I can't even imagine.
But it's so incredible. A lot of that was kind of like some of it was in hex and other coins. Like some of it was liquid. Some of that some of that money I had there, I couldn't touch it because it was locked up. Okay. But some of it was liquid, and I was able to take profits on that. But that's what I'm trying to tell you is like those times are like euphoric and stuff. But it's also it's this weird thing where like you have to have like a very split personality. It's almost like you have to check your portfolio once a month versus like every day.
But it's so addicting, it's hard to do that,
It's hard to do that, and this is where self-control comes in. And like I've been able to do that, but a lot of people have trouble doing it, and this is why like it takes so much of like looking into your character you have to know like what's my weaknesses. I'm more like in terms of like you should be like the most dangerous person in terms of like as like a person you're gonna like trade against or something is a person who actually knows themselves. It's like if you know your weaknesses, you're actually a dangerous person because you know your weaknesses. Yeah. That puts you ahead of a lot of people. You could be less talented than a person, but because you know your weaknesses, you could beat them. Because a very confident person won't think that I have no weaknesses. Yeah. And that's a big sort of thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk your head off.
No, that was really good.
Dude, I mean, your fucking poker stories fucking got me on a going, bro. Like, I mean, I was like, I want to play blackjack. Right. But so what are you guys going on with Action Junkeez right now?
Action Junkeez creeping up. I was just, we had Dana White on episode 200. Now I think we're just under 250 episodes. And I'm starting to plan for episode 300, which will be like in the spring.
Are those 24-hour ones or how?
No, the 24-hour one we do just once a year.
Okay.
So that's the first weekend of March. That's my most fun. I have a blast doing that. Like 30 or 40 guests in the 24 hours.
When do you start it? Like in the day?
5 a.m. Well, I learned my lesson. The first year, I tapped out in the 21st hour. I could only do 21 hours. I tapped out because I fucked up. I started at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh.
And my plan was sleep all day.
Yeah.
Go to bed late, sleep all day. But that backfired. People start calling you at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever. Yeah. So by the time I started at 8 p.m., I was already up 12, 13 hours. So, it was doomed. But yeah, so now we do 5 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Got you.
And it's good.
Me, last time I've done it, I would do it at 3 in the morning. I started at 3 because I was doing it around New Year's. Okay. So I did it on New Year's. So I did it on the day of the New Year's and stuff. Just tell you how addicted I am to crypto sometimes. But like I would do it on New Year's. Obviously I would just like leave for a minute, like woo, it's New Year's, yay, everyone's happy, right? But the reason there is because everyone's up. I can get interviews, and then from there you go back and you just kind of like everyone's still going through this cascade of New Year's depending on the time zone.
Ah, I like that.
So it worked out really well.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
And then so I'd basically sleep in. I'd wake up at 2 in the morning, then stream at 3, power through the longest I can, and then I just go with the longest without coffee, and then boom, hit the coffee. Yeah. And then I'd power through the rest of the day.
I go through probably 4 bottles of 5-hour energy.
Have you seen those mega ones or like 10x ones?
No, I haven't.
I've seen them at bodybuilding gyms. It's
but
crazy.
Truth be told, you mentioned the A word earlier. At midnight the last 2 years, I popped an Adderall.
Got you.
A half an Adderall.
But it's not bad.
I have to do it.
It's not bad
to get through it. Yeah,
it's the stuff. These are here's the problem. These are tools. They are tools. Now, the problem is it becomes a tool and it becomes an addiction.
Yeah.
Right.
Luckily for me, that's not the monkey on my back, you know.
Right.
So it's okay for me. Yeah.
So all right, so that's what you went on with the action junkies. So now you have the fighter junkies.
We have fight junkies. We have fitness junkies. We have bizarre junkies. We have justice junkies. We're bringing back political junkies. We've got
political junkies.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, that's a good idea. Actually,
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
That's going to be good for the election stuff. We'll get that cooking again. We've got real Vegas junkies, and then eventually we'll have golf junkies, car junkies, everything junkies.
Yeah. So I mean, that car. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna be on these shows, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on these shows, dude. I've been on your show. I think I've been on your show, and
you did Action Junkies.
Action Junkies, and I've been on Bizarre Junkies twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've been on the Sticky Paws.
Austin's done a great job with Bizarre Junkies. When he came to me, I wasn't even thinking of Bizarre Junkies.
Right.
And to be honest, I just said yes because he was so excited about it. But in my head, I was like, that show's not going to do anything. Right. He's probably going to catch me. I mean, he's killing it.
It's about passion. That's the same thing. How me and Charlie do anything. Like we look like sometimes we just look for, as long as a person is like, I want to do, like I love it. Like 100% is going to work.
Yeah.
Because there's passion behind it. They'll figure something out and stuff. Like he's teaching me stuff about TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like he's a really good wealth of knowledge. Sometimes he does spaz out and some stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's passionate about it. And I think he's gonna hit a lot of big success with that. I believe. I mean, so a lot of your shows too. I think it's just all about like catching the wind and stuff. Like I mean, like that Dana White interview, and I've seen a couple other interviews as well you've done. Like they've caught.
Yeah. Some of the clips with Dana did 9 million, 8 million, 6 million views. Like it's crazy.
All my streams with like Gary the Numbers Guy have gone like crazy viral.
Really?
Crazy viral. Like multi-million views on Instagram and stuff like that.
That's great.
Like I was in California, and so I don't have so I can't have TikTok on my phones or anything like that because basically it's a security breach when it comes to crypto. You can't.
Yeah.
I don't care. I got money in my phone anyway, but still, like it's just. Everyone, I mean, obviously, the U.S. government taking your data, or it's going to be China, and like China's a little, you got to be careful with that, right? But you can have it on a burner. So I've always stayed away from TikTok. So I'm out in California, and like I'm out there, and like all these family members or like girls or some other people we're hanging out with and stuff. They're like, Miguel, you're on my Explore page on TikTok. Like, what are you talking about? And it's Gary the Numbers Guy, or like some other streams I've done with Sartain. Yeah. And like there I am right there. Like they're in this studio right here. You'll see the background. As soon as I see the lights here, I was like, oh shit,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I started had a couple people at the fairgrounds because we went to the Monterey County Fair. Go up to me like, yo Miguel, what's going on? I just saw you on like TikTok. I was like, what? What am I doing on TikTok? I asked Kyle, like, what am I doing on TikTok? He's like, I don't know. And then we look on the thing, and it's like, it's all these like, numerology fucking posts and stuff. Because like,
wow,
I think I've done the most interviews with Gary in the last like 2. Like I've done 3 interviews, and Charlie's done 1. So we've done like 4. That's more than any other person. It's pretty insane. We're gonna meet up with him this week at in Miami.
Okay.
We're going out fresh. So shout out to the boys, man. We'll be out on Fresh and Fit on this Friday. I think at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Nice.
So pretty cool. I think afterwards they're gonna have Andrew Tate's lawyer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're gonna interview him in the after hours and stuff. So we're gonna be in Miami this Friday. I'm flying out tomorrow night.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a red eye. But it is what it is. But we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do Gary the Numbers Guy, and we're gonna go on a bunch of streams. So we're gonna be working.
Very cool.
Yeah. But where can people follow you, man?
Man, at Action Junkies, Chase will probably throw it up there. There it is. Or at Jon Orlando. Yeah. If you go to just my regular Instagram, you can find everything.
Definitely.
And,
I have you.
This was fun, man.
Dude, this is hella fun.
Yeah. This is a good time. Lana's leaving the building.
Definitely, you guys.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for joining me, man. My next stream will be, I think, Thursday, where we got some special plan. I won't announce it right now, but because I'll be in Miami on Thursday. But we got a special stream set up for Thursday to launch off the Crypto Mindset course, the 9/11 edition.
I love it.
And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank
and
you.
I'll be on Action Junkies pretty soon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Thanks, man. It's fun.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, and that we were nothing.